portfolio website.
All right.
A woman has the right to decide exactly who she wants to be.
What?
What does the fuck say?
What the fuck is wrong with this guy, man?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch!
Yeah, that works.
I like
all right.
it a lot.
Okay. All right, moving on.
Hey, what about Tulip?
And now for something completely different.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I've been looking forward to this.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you wanna view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Wanna change the world? There's nothing to it.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
It is I, it is he, it is me, PWE Temple, Kuyan in the place to be reviews, right here with all of yous, Monday night, Going in Raw, episode 164. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great evening. We've got a great show planned for you. It's been a busy weekend. Yes, I sat through the Suicide Squad. We're going to talk about it. Hold on to your britches. Just where I said britches. Jesus, how old am I? Anyway, we've got a great show for you. Let me kick it over first to my co-host with the most, my brother, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony Tone Deaf.
It's the world's wokest warrior, primitive-sided, toxic fanboy aligned with the like-minded. Tony Tone Deaf rocking with you. We're going in Raw, the place to be reviews. And, I just got done watching one of my favorite MCU movies, the original Thor. Probably an unpopular opinion, but the genius of Marvel, ETAP, okay? The seeds they were planting way back then, okay? So we just found out, I don't know. I can't put it together. Loki's bisexual, and they fought on the Rainbow Bridge, okay? And that's it.
That goes along with the song, Come With Me, and you'll be in a world of pure rainbow nation. I don't know. I just made up a new word. Let me kick it over to the assistant regional manager, the Red Gaze.
Did somebody just say world of anal fornication?
Possibly.
There were definitely seeds there to be had. We just didn't know they were in Loki's rectum. What's up, everybody? How's it going?
Welcome, bro. Welcome. Thanks for joining us again, man.
At least he farted him out by halfway through the second movie.
Yeah, I think
that'd be the worst wet fart ever.
Didn't the Hulk just pound him out of him in Ragnarok? Anyway, let me introduce our guest for the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, from Pop Culture Minefield, he is Gerry, not Gerry.
Hey, guys.
Thank you for joining us, man. I appreciate it, Gerry.
I'm honored, man. I'm glad you asked. It was cool.
Oh, hell yeah. Like I said, we try to keep it fresh. We always have repeat guests, but it's like we try to bring in new people as well. And it's like I wanted to bring you and Keith on. You said Keith was working. I was like, well, Gerry, you can still come on, man. I'm like, absolutely. Let's do this thing. Let's bring you on. Have a Monday night. We'll go in Raw and see what happens.
Yeah, we tend to, if we're not doing a show together, we tend to kind of wander off and do shows with other people, and not always together. But I enjoy it because, like, Keith's my bro, he's my best friend. So I like it when we get to do shows together. Yeah, but he was like, he didn't want to do the show tonight. There were too many crackers, he said.
That would be
understandable.
Does it matter if one of us is a Jew? I mean, it's like, I mean,
tried to put yourself through puberty here.
Look, I'm circumcised at hip, and I got my breasts. It's all good. That Seinfeld episode with the breasts.
I grew up with 6 siblings that are all Jewish. I'm the only Irish Roman Catholic out of a family of 6 Jews, and that's a fact.
Do you want to hear something funny? So my my grandfather was they were born over in Russia, Russian Jews, came over here, met a girl, converted to Catholicism. We have the Jewish blood, but so my dad was raised Catholic. I was raised Catholic. So I have Jewish ancestry and I was raised Catholic. So now I have all the guilt and shame of two of the world's like most guilt and shame ridden religions. And I was like, this totally like now it's like mentally when you get older in life, you kind of start, you figure yourself out and it's like, okay,
I gotta tell you
all right,
something. Now this is going to sound odd. My brother Michael, God rest his soul, he died in 2013. When we were younger, I went to seminary, and he wanted to be a rabbi. So my mother thought that was like the coolest thing she'd ever heard. She would have a priest and a rabbi as for sons. But both of us were like, we're not going to do that. I went to the army instead. I'm like, no, this is more fun. There are a lot more women. And but my mother converted from Catholicism to Judaism and married her first two husbands, both of them Jewish. And the last one committed suicide, and she met my dad right after that. And my dad, Irish Catholic, so she converted back to Catholicism.
That's rough right there. You go from Catholicism to Judaism back to Catholic. It's like, and like going to Catholic church. It's like we said my son goes to a private Catholic school, and it's like because it's just a good school. I don't go to church anymore. I don't. I'm an ordained minister. I do weddings only. I don't go to church anymore. And it's like he goes now, and he's like, Dad. I said, yes, son, I know. There's a stand, sit, kneel. I said, just find an old person, lock onto them, because odds are they could sleep through this routine, and they know when to stand, when to sit, when to kneel, when to genuflect, all that stuff. I'm like, so just watch the old folks. They'll guide you in that. He's 6. He got a kick out of that. I was like, just think of it like aerobic church, son. I'm like, it's aerobic church. Mm-hmm.
And it teaches you very early to protect your cod area with your hands. Just keep your hands together down right above your groin.
Yep. Oh,
I refer to it as getting a good snack because as devout as I was for years, I'm agnostic, which means I'm technically atheist. And but my godfather is a Dublin-born Irish priest who is still alive, and he did not find out about my agnosticism until this year. I finally confided and said, I don't believe in God. I'm sorry. He said, it's all right. I always expected you to burn in hell anyway.
So your father, or what is it, your godfather, right?
He's my godfather. Yeah, he's been my priest since I was a baby.
Is he James
and he's
Caan?
in his 80s now.
Oh.
Is he James Caan?
He's still alive. No, my dad's been dead since 2008, man. And my godfather, he was always more of a dad to me anyway. He was the one, it's like I always joke, there are 3 people that would make my ass clench when they said my name. My commanding officer, my boss right now, Dale Dye from Warriors Inc., and my godfather, an Irish priest. He said, Gerry! And I go, what'd I do?
Just sheer terror. Oh,
you have no idea how much I'm restraining myself right now with all the priest talk, with ass clenching, snack crotches.
Oh yeah, I'm throwing them out there. For years, he was the only person that didn't know the absolute truth about me. I lied to him for like 25 years. He thought, because I've gone through like 4 divorces, he thought each one of my wives were the same wife. Because I wouldn't tell him that I divorced. He called up one time and he goes, who's that woman at the house? It's my wife. Same wife? Yeah. I thought her name was Alicia. No, it's Tracy.
Alicia, Tracy, I mean, hey, it's all the same, right?
I gaslit him.
There's A's in there.
Because he's like, I was lying to him.
He's just marking notes in his little book, like, okay.
I thought last time this isn't what he said. This is not what he said at all.
Doing Southern Irish. You're doing Southern Irish.
Okay.
He's from Dublin, so he talks like this, He goes, and he loves it when I do his accent because I do an impersonation when he talks. He says, Gerry, what are you doing? Meet me around 3:30. I said, 3:30. He goes, no, 3:30. I said, 3:30. He says, no, 3:30. I'm not saying 30. I'm saying 30. And I'm like, whatever. Fuck. You're Irish. You're fucking up language.
What would he have done if he heard? What would he have done if he heard ETEP's Southern Ireland impression of him?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, he would. I'm not fucking Barry Fitzgerald.
He'd probably call me a filthy Jewish heathen.
No, he loves Jews. He spends a lot of time, even in his retirement. He goes to Israel regularly. He loves it there.
Nice.
Wait, he says, Nano Reaper said Southern Irish, you mean South Carolina Gypsy?
What the fuck is that? I don't know what that is.
So, hey, just on lunch break, new job at second shift factory work. Hail manliness and motivation. What's up, brother? Das Wolfen says, hail all. Oh,
that's
South.
Friend. That's a friend of mine.
South Carolina.
What's sad? What's sad is they've already shipped manliness and motivation's job to China. Sorry, man.
He didn't know it. He didn't know it yet. They're gonna put him in a box and just send him. He's gonna be a giant over there. It's gonna be freaking great. Unless he runs into Yao Ming, he's gonna be a fucking giant. Master TDS is in the house. Hail to you.
Master
Hail,
TDS.
Master
Cool.
the TDS. Always liking his tweets.
I like it when I see people I know.
Yeah.
In the chat. I love
Super
that.
fan Adam Shawhan, a Russian Jewish princess. I am a Jewish princess. Yes. What's up, brother? I'll be hanging out with superfan Adam Shawhan in Phoenix Animation this Saturday at Grand Rapids Comic Con at the Deltaplex in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And we'll probably be at I don't know how many ever bars there are downtown. We'll be at all of them Saturday night after the convention, and I go get sushi because there's a good sushi restaurant right down there. So. Yeah.
Too bad we can't set up like a simulcast because I'll be at the Millennium Fandom Bar Saturday at 6 p.m. for everyone in Las Vegas. And that's the second meetup for the Friday Night Tights Fandom Menace. Oh, it's going to be too bad. I'm saying too bad we can't like put on a show together like coast to coast type shit.
That'd be fun. That would be fun. I would much rather. I love Adam and Phoenix is great and it's going to be a blast, but I would much rather be in Las Vegas this weekend. Fuck. But I just because I've never been to Vegas. I used to live right by Grand Rapids. I'd take my son to that. My son was in the hospital there for a fucking week after he was born. I've been to Grand Rapids too many goddamn times. I had some fun memories though. We're gonna make some new ones this weekend. It's gonna be a blast. Just got my passes for Horror Hound. I'll be in Cincinnati for Horror Hound with the World Class Bullshitters crew and all them over the. It's my anniversary weekend, the 10th, 11th, and 12th of September. I talked my wife into going to a horror movie convention for our 10th anniversary. Yeah, dude, she's down.
Nice.
Parrot Head. What's up, Parrot Head? Almost done
Parrot
drinking
Head?
my supper.
What's up?
I love Parrot Head. He sends me out all the time. Like today, sent me a bunch of.
I'm starting to get jealous.
Giggle.
Parrot Head.
Giggle at
my
everything.
inbox is
Keely Chow
full.
is here. Hi, Keely.
Yep. Keely Chow. Wait, what'd he say? It'd be awesome if you guys were in Vegas for BoomerCon, Fandom Menace. I know. Keely Chow, you get the song because Keely Chow is the Fandom Menace Ultron. He's everywhere. You ready, Keely? Here you go. There are no strings on me. There you go. You get the Ultron shit, man. I can't do a James Spader. Ask the Cheese Gaming. What the fuck? The Olympics were sad this year. Oh my god. I don't even. Yeah, the
only
Olympics.
thing I watched was
Japan
versus Korea baseball. That was it.
Beach volleyball.
Beach volleyball is an interesting sport to watch.
I watched as much of the Olympics this year as I do every year, 4 years or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
But,
I quit.
I'm like,
the
who
vibes
runs
suck.
the Olympics? George Lucas?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody gets that joke.
CM Punk is coming.
CM Punk. He just signed to AEW, didn't he?
It's highly speculated that he did, and someone cut a promo on him without saying his name, but they did drop the best in the world. Darby Allin cut a promo on him a couple weeks ago. And is it Johnny Cage? Is it this Friday for Rampage? Because their new show debuts Friday on TNT Rampage.
Right after SmackDown. It's a bold strategy, Kyle.
Alpha move. alpha
It is.
move.
It is. That's a baller move. But WWE just
Get what you fucking deserve!
that's what WWE deserves. I hate Vince McMahon. He ruined wrestling. He fucking killed the business.
Cody
Killed it.
came out. Number one, I suggest you watch the Cody Rhodes Malachi Black main event from this past Wednesday. But Cody comes out to cut a promo, and he says, we're not an alternative, we're competition. And you know what? He's right.
Yeah.
They've got a move in NXT. Dude, what a bold move, putting their show right after SmackDown, which is doing better than Raw, I understand. So,
yeah,
that's fucking alpha, dude. That's based.
That is a big time. That is a big time fucking move.
Yeah.
Speaking of big time moves, there wasn't really many big time moves made at the box office this weekend, despite what some of the trades. You like that segue? That was smooth as the butter on your breakfast toast right there, baby. The box office wasn't big, and the Suicide Squad, which is going to be the bulk of the show tonight, debuted at number one, 26 million domestic, 250, but worldwide they were like, oh, it's made a splash with 71,950,000. That's it. Black Widow debuted.
This is the third failure for Hamada.
Yep. Yeah.
In a row.
Well, because they had
he was already fired. He's gone by June next year. But
he
you may see him
fate.
gone sooner.
He sealed his fate, man.
We've been begging for Man of Steel 2 for how long, and we've gotten a third fucking Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, when is enough?
And I just watched. I watched Suicide Squad again. I watched Birds of Prey again. I had a vomit bag by me the whole time watching Birds of Prey because that movie is... I hate Suicide Squad. I hate it. And I hate Birds of Prey even more. Birds of Prey is basically the same thing as Charlie's Angels. Almost, but not quite. I don't know. It's like equally as shitty in some spots. But I didn't hate the Suicide Squad. We're gonna talk about that. But so it opened up to $71 million. Yeah, Walter Hamada as Goose is all but cooked. And yeah, his bags are packed. I mean, Wonder Woman 84. You had this one, and then what was the
Ann Cernoff's gone too.
Birds of Prey.
Tubby Emmerich. They're all fired. They're done. AT&T's done with them.
Seeing Ann Cernoff go won't be a bad thing. She's a cancer for that for that company. Yep.
That portion of, because people don't understand that Warner Media is broken off two ways. One is directly under AT&T that oversees HBO Max, and then there's the Warner Media over with Warner Brothers was run by Ann Cernoff, and it's a garbage office. They're all garbage people. And Keith defends Hamada that he had a good idea. I said, yeah, but he's a shitty manager because he doesn't know how to hire the right people to get the fucking job done. I'm sorry, I just cussed. I hope that's okay.
No, you don't. That's absolutely fine. I don't care. Trust me.
Then fuckity fuck.
See, there you go. We're not worried. We're not. That's the last thing we're worried about.
Okay, guys. I'm former military, and I've got a mouth.
I grew up with a Marine, so it's fine. I'm used to it.
Oh, was he related?
He might be.
I'm just thinking, I've brought it up before, but the Paramount consent decrees were retracted about a year ago now, which now allows for there to be Amazon theaters, Netflix, Disney theaters, and it's hard to
once
think
they did
that
it was a very smart move. It was a very smart move for studios to get that law changed.
I hate it because Disney is going to control everything from the snacks you eat to the seat you sit your ass in, and I can't help
the problem is
this is by design.
It also opens the doors for independence.
How so?
Because there's still theaters out there that are not owned by the studio system.
I know, but I really think, other than Sony, which is a smaller studio and really can't afford to fail right now, I think this is by design. All the streaming options and stuff, I really think they're trying to choke the third-party theaters out of business, you know. So if
course
they
they're gonna
stick
try.
around, yeah, if they stick around, it'll be great. But if these, you know, 4 companies end up taking over this leg of the industry, I think it's going to be bad news.
Yeah, one of the Regal is a Missouri, Kansas City theater chain that went everywhere.
Yeah.
They got choked out, but they got choked out by COVID and their own stupidity. And this is the problem. Hollywood's fucking populated with morons, and they killed their own fucking business.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to stake a new claim to start Hollywood going in a direction. But the fact is, as many insiders, as well as Keith and I have said, Hollywood's dead as we know it. Corporate filmmaking is never going to be as good as good cinema.
Yep.
And Disney, Warner, until AT&T changes them, is doing the corporate movie thing. That's why all these superhero films come out the way they do. They're cookie cutter films.
Made by lawyers.
Yep. Every one of them is
Non-creative
like,
types.
and now, yeah, well, your creativity is in your independent creators. You know, these people are, these aren't, most of these shows, like, okay, so I review Batwoman and I hate myself for it, but I've learned one thing. They don't have writers. They're all activists. Like, I go to their Twitter. Most of their writers have blocked me on Twitter now. But I go to the writers' pages that write the individual episodes because I'll look up on IMDb. And it's like you go to their Twitter and there's really nothing about the show other than when it airs or blah, blah, blah. If they're lucky enough to take a picture with one of the actors. But most of that, it's all social justice shit. That's all they do is they're fucking activists. They don't care about the entertainment or the characters or the lore.
You know, we wait with glee to see the end of this because the prolonged madness of what's going on with these woke individuals that are trying to focus on socio-political agendas over good storytelling. It's just gotten old and it's killed the business. They're all losing money.
Yeah. Black Widows.
And the problem with like studios like Warner Brothers, it's almost like they don't care. They keep tripling down, quadrupling down. They just keep. It's like, no, we're going to keep. We didn't make any money. It wasn't woke enough.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Please. But
please tell
eventually,
me.
a company about money like AT&T, which is not an entertainment company, says, "Hey guys, I keep looking at the books, and you guys been steadily declining for a while. I think we're going to fire all your fucking asses and bring somebody in that knows how to make money."
We need
But
to take this
the
entire
bad side of that is corporate filmmaking.
We need to take this entire era of cinema. I don't even want to say that because it's like pulling down statues. But I was going to say we need to just ET the game this shit. Go dig a hole in the desert. Bury the entire DCEU. Bury a bunch of this, the sequel trilogy, and then just pretend it never happened and get back to honest, passionate cinema.
Yeah. Or just take all of these fucking assholes out and treat them like harp seals and beat them with baseball bats.
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
It's like it's like that movie UHF. If you don't come down here and buy a car in the next half hour, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna club this baby seal. That's what I'm gonna do. That's it right there. It's like,
and of course that was borrowed straight from National Lampoon when they pulled that with the putting a gun against the dog's head. Buy this magazine and we shoot this dog. Dark fucking humor.
That's the best. That's the best kind. What's up? Who is that? That's Jamie Todd. Says Baron Corbin went from lone wolf to lone wolf. I like it. I always appreciate a financial pun. I worked in finance.
I feel bad. I don't get it because I haven't watched WWE in so long, since like going on 10 years. Like, geez.
He's like,
I stopped watching 20 years ago.
I don't blame you.
I was in the business fucking 4 years ago, in the wrestling business still, and I didn't watch WWE. Like, I would watch What Culture because they had some funny, like the guys that broke down the shows. And Simon, I liked Simon, and what's his name? King Ross. And then the other guy with the big teeth, and the big he like he was typical like British dude, like his whole fucking teeth looked like piano keys. But I mean, if he was a Family Guy character, this motherfucker was drawn accurately. You know what I mean?
I stopped watching when all the really like the 80s, 70s, and 80s guys started retiring.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I was like, okay, I guess the fun for me is over.
You quit watching 20 years ago, right? I quit watching
a
10
little
years
over
ago.
20 years ago. It was in the 90s.
Yeah, well, I quit watching 10 years ago, and 10 years before, right after the 90s, coming into the new millennium. I mean, it kind of died off, and you're waiting for that next big wrestling boom to pick up like we got in the 80s and the 90s, and it's the same thing as Hollywood. In fact, I call these writers in Hollywood, I say they have Vince McMahon syndrome, like Kevin Feige. When you hit a certain level of success and you stop listening to the fans and start thinking you can tell the fans what they're going to enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get a bigger twunk than Vince McMahon.
Oh, he is like the biggest egomaniacal just piece of shit. All right, let's break down this.
Back in the 80s, we thought that was like part of the show, but then find out that it's real.
You find out this
one real
motherfucker's like a
aspect
legit
of wrestling.
Yeah, it's been Vince McMahon the whole. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. It was Vince the whole fucking time. It's like I almost feel it should be like it was Agatha all along, but like putting Vince McMahon's head on that bitch. Let's see. Here we go. Suicide Squad #1, #2, Jungle Cruise, 15 million. That's a 54% drop off.
Film.
Ouch.
Another corporate film.
I don't know
Robert
how this.
Downey Jr. makes $20 million in a film. And Suicide Squad made 26.
Right?
That's insane.
Space Jam: A New Legacy, which is freaking terrible, made 4.3.
That was garbage.
That movie is so bad. Old, 4.115.
That movie is one of those ones where it's like, come on, M. Night, stop making the same fucking plot twist. Tell a fucking story. I know he's capable. He's a good writer.
Let's see. Black Widow. Black Widow's at 359 worldwide, so that bitch is losing money right now. Because you figure they had that in a can for 2 years, plus all the marketing. Yeah, that's losing. Black Widow, hashtag Black Widow lost money is going to be the hashtag for that one. It is. That's I would say conservative side estimate, you're probably looking, a $70 million loss on that right now. Probably anywhere between like 40 and 70, I would say.
And they're going to try to play it up like
it's really bad right now. And I pissed off a good friend of mine today when I was talking about the new film. And I said, yeah, it's a flop. He goes, well, it's still making money. It's just the first week. And I said, look, I'm going to explain the trend. The trend is it goes down the second week, not goes up.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
No, it's a fucking loss, and Hamada looks like shit.
What is it? The law of whatever returns?
The law of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Diminishing returns.
Yep.
And so, Black Widow, we knew that Marvel was in trouble. Disney Marvel was in trouble when she fucking openly sued them.
Yeah. Yep.
When that lawsuit went forward, Keith and I were like,
that's the most entertaining thing to come out of the movie.
It really is. The lawsuit's going to be way more exciting than the conclusion to the movie that the Red Room was fucking Bespin.
It'll never go to court. They will settle.
Less cool Bespin.
It was less. It was
probably going to pay her $21 to $30 million. You watch.
Yeah.
How many years did she sit there waiting for the movie to release so she could make her bonuses or whatever?
Well, more importantly, how long did we wait? That movie needed to come out 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep. At least, like I said, it's 7 to 8 years ago. Absolutely.
What you're seeing right now with Phase 4 is basically Kevin Feige shit in the bed.
Yep. Hey, here's Kamala Khan. Here's America Chavez. Here's Kate Bishop. Here's She-Hulk. Here's Trans Hulk. Here's fucking, here's Yelena Belova, new Black Widow that nobody fucking wanted or asked for. It's
the Eternals who were there the whole time.
Yeah, the Eternals that were there the whole time but refused
everything until this one.
They half the universe got snapped away and they were like, nah, it's overcast. We're gonna stay inside today. Like fucking dicks. And Jesus. Let's see what else we got here. Let's finish up the box office. Number 6, Stillwater. That's Matt Damon
I want to see that one.
pretending to be a oil field or roughneck on an oil rig.
Yeah, but it's inspired by a story that I find interesting.
He did stay with some roughnecks and kind of try to learn from them a little bit and research the role. So
he's
I give him
just
a little
an actor. Doesn't matter.
Is.
He's still just
He
an
is.
actor. But he's a better. I love Ben Affleck, but he's a better actor than Ben Affleck. They're both of them in real life are idiots.
Mm-hmm.
Very creative idiots, but they're idiots.
Yep, that's the way I look at it. They are. Greg Levitri said the suits are getting what they want from these movies. It's not about money or fan adoration. It's about agenda 2030 psyops. We can see their psyops is effective. A lot of the way, yeah. Black Widow was so bad that if Scarlett showed her tits in it, that wouldn't help. Nah.
I don't know. It would have helped a little. Come on, Parrot.
Yeah. I mean, they're tits. You always want to see them. I got a popcorn machine, 11.2 surround sound, 4K projector and screen. Why bother go to the theaters? This is also
Amen.
true, Nana Reaper. You know, Disney
70
finding out
inch TV. Why go?
Scarlett Johansson Warrior. Well played, Glinzer. Matthew Berkland, Nano, they don't care. They're more afraid of losing their woke investor money until Silicon Valley and what is that? CN runs out of money. It'll never stop. This is true.
I will
SJW.
compliment Scarlett Johansson in one way, that she tends to go the opposite direction from SJWs.
She does.
I don't know what her political slant is. I'm assuming she's liberal, but even liberals don't like fucking SJWs.
No,
It depends. It depends who gives her shit that week.
Yeah, true. She flip flops.
She's walked a lot of stuff back.
Well,
in both
you're
directions.
referring to that interview. In that interview, she was not waffling. She actually was referring to the journalists. She wasn't talking about men. She was talking about journalists.
Yeah, but that's not the first
who
time
her
either, though.
Criticism was directed at.
We got number 7. We got the Green Knight 2.5. Number 8, Fake Eyes with 1.6. Let's see how.
I got to know how that's doing worldwide.
Holy
garbage!
Wow!
Just dumpster fire.
33.
That's terrible.
And they were. I saw an article on MovieWeb. They were talking about a failed attempt at pitching a Snake Eyes sequel. I think they better pump the brakes unless they want to make it a Lifetime movie, because that's about all the budget they'll fucking get.
They might be able to get it on Sci-Fi, or sorry, Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi. They'll get it on Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi-less.
Sci-Fi-less. What else we got? We got Escape Room Tournament of Champions 1.3, Fast 9 with 1.2, and that rounds out the top 10. God, and just offhand, there was a theater shooting at a screening of the Forever Purge the other night. I saw a story about that. I was like, go figure it, a Purge fucking movie. Somebody finally got pissed and said, will you stop making these movies, and just decided to shoot the screen
please
up.
stop. I didn't even like the first one.
The first one I thought was
okay. I have to be able to
okay.
believe that this could happen when I watch apocalyptic films like that. I have to be able to believe it. And they didn't create an environment or a universe where it was even remotely believable.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I like that movie.
I mean, population control is much more easily, achieved through vaccines.
Oh yeah. Well, here goes my sticker for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure we'll have a Q displayed under this later on.
Talk to your doctor.
Let me, ladies and gentlemen, please, before considering any jab or not to jab, please consult your doctor. Not any of the talking heads, not anybody who is a big-nosed, short man who is owned by globalists who may tell you
who
that
got
he
it
knows
all
what's
wrong
going
with
on.
AIDS.
Trust the science and
I was going to say.
That guy was just so wrong with the AIDS thing. I mean, he literally cost people their lives.
Yep.
Wasn't he the toilet seat guy?
They made movies about him.
I'm not going to say his name, but I'll also tell you this. I'm in that 1 percentile because Keith and I we're both diabetic. We're both older. And on top of that, I'm a rotund boy. I ain't fat. But I eat beefcake. And I'm a fat dude, and so therefore I fell into that 1 percentile, as did Keith. So we got the injections because 1% of the entire global population is at risk. 1%. And this whole push for everybody to get inoculated isn't, it's like if you have an elderly person in your family and you want to get inoculated to protect them, that's understandable. But
Yes.
don't do it to keep from getting this virus, because the fact is it's for most people it's safer to get the virus than the vaccine, and you get the better antibodies. But I'm not going to say what this disease is or what the fuck I'm talking about. No names were used in this discussion.
So, with that being said, we're going to go into a little segment we call Just the Headlines, and here we go.
Kick your fucking ass! I want you off the fucking set!
It's not my Luke Skywalker.
No, don't just be sorry. Please, for one fucking second.
All right, here we are over on Movie Web, and kind of a little departure from what we're used to. Terry Crews gets emotional as he's accepting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and I'll say this: I genuinely like Terry Crews, and I'm happy for him because he seems like he's had kind of a rough go of things in his life, and he's still achieved some success, and he seems like he's one of the good guys in show business, and I like Terry Crews, and I'm happy for him, honestly. That's why I wanted to bring this one up, because like I said, normally these stories are kind of like they're either ridiculous or it's some asinine thing, and I'm like, this is actually kind of cool to see somebody that's like I said, a good guy, and I love him. In when I used to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I always thought Terry Crews was hilarious.
Yeah, Terry Crews is awesome. I've never had an issue with him. He seems like a decent dude. Every time he's in a movie, it improves it. I'll say that. Even if he's just
harassing.
Yeah. Even you'd say you didn't, Tony?
I would.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys that adds to the atmosphere. So yeah, good for him.
Yeah, he's fun. He's entertaining. He comes through the screen in his performances. He's real fun.
Yep, he projects really well. He gives off a good energy. What I see from Terry. Let me acknowledge the chat. Parrothead. He's getting an awards for his age shtick. Let's see. I did not get the jab. See, I don't care, man. That's like I have family that did, and it's like if you want it, if you need it, cool. You do that too. If you don't want it and you don't think you need it, after you consult your physician, let me YouTube Susan. Listen to me, bitch. After you consult your physician, Susan. After you consult your physician.
Don't
but
do
yeah,
anything
like I said,
without talking to your doctor.
Yep, that's it. You always got to do that first. So Terry Crews is a good dude. This is I like this.
It's much like putting a woman's penis in your mouth. If that's your thing, go for it. Just don't push it on me.
Yeah, yes. That lady peen, Phoenix is 5 more days, but yeah, we'll be like I said, I'll be in Grand Rapids early as fuck Saturday morning, bro. So yeah, I got to I'll get my pass for the con from you, and yeah, I'll be there until I decide to go start drinking early in the day, and I'll have my flask with me anyway. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. Be walking around GR with a flask and my vape pen, high and drunk, and ain't nobody gonna know. I get a weekend without a wife and kid, out of town hanging with the boys at a Comic-Con. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a good fucking time. I plan on punishing my liver quite substantially Saturday night. So I spent all July gaining all the weight back I lost the early part of this spring and summer, boys. So let's make this shit count. But let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna go on to headline number 2 here. Let's see here. This one is kind of going back to a little bit of MCU stuff, but it's from a show that I want to get back into watching. I kind of fell off from it. Daredevil. I got to the 2nd season, and I just kind of, things got in the way. I just didn't have time. Spider-Man Daredevil's No Way Home cameo needs to include Foggy and Karen. And I like the casting for these two on the show. I really do. I loved Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. And they would be wise to bring him back as Daredevil in the MCU. Same thing with Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin.
Mm-hmm. These are absolute fan favorites. And, Marvel... They saw it coming, and I told people Marvel is so aware of how badly Phase 4 is going to do that they've already started talking about fan favorite stuff for Phase 5 before Phase 4 even got started. That's how much they understood how much they fucked up. People can sit there and say they liked Phase 4 all they want to. The proof is in the pudding.
Yep. There's a link if you want to help Gerry with his GoFundMe, as he has. Well, Gerry, you go ahead and describe it here. Go ahead and say, tell everybody what happened.
It was a fire. Nobody was hurt, thank God, because everybody was away. We were staying in another house cleaning it, and my in-laws were all down in Branson renting a cabin for the week to have some fun. And my step-nephew left his laptop on his dad's bed, and there were words. I mean, I'm laughing, but it's just like, it's just crazy. There was a bag of unused fireworks next to the bed, and the bed caught fire, and then the fireworks went off and destroyed the entire upstairs, destroyed our bedroom and my studio. All my stuff was destroyed. All my art prints, T-shirts, stuff for Pop Culture Minefield, all destroyed.
Sorry, brother.
Thousands upon thousands of dollars. But I told Steven, because he says, well, how much is the most important thing to you? And I said, basically replacing the computer is really the only thing I really care about. And so he started a GoFundMe campaign to help me replace the computer. And so far it's helped. That's why I'm able to do the show on this thing here. I still owe money on it, but that's what the campaign's for, is pay that thing off.
Well, excellent, man. I'm glad you're getting some support from the community, and this community is wonderful for that. We've seen it time and time again when members of this community and people have fallen on hard times. Even people, if they don't have much to give, are willing to throw in what they can, which is in times like that, man. Anything and everything is appreciated. So
yeah, any little bit helps, man. It's like, even if I don't make the full amount that he asked for, every little bit of it helped and is helping.
So yeah, we're happy to share that out, and that's in the chat right there. One more time, you guys check that out. And Tony we'll post that again later as we have that. No problem.
Yeah, and on a lighter note, it's nice to see Rent-A-Center taking advantage of the open border.
I mean, look at that. Hang on, let me see if I can read that in my. Let me see. It's en cualquier contrato nuevo.
New here needs some furniture.
De desconecto en ti primer pago e del alquiler. I don't know. I'm just trying on Telemundo. You know that. I used to watch this.
I was gonna say you needed to say Rent-A-Center somewhere in between.
Rent-A-Center 50% off.
You had to get that in there.
Rent-A-Center. Come in, get a sofa and curio. Let's go over here. So yeah, I think I think that bringing Foggy and Karen and these actors, their casting was so spot on in this show, and it was so gritty and so good. I really now I like, and I just, thanks Adam, Superfan hooked me up with HBO Max and Peacock. So like I watched Suicide Squad yesterday. The boy and I watched. My son is 6. He'll probably be making, it's 9:20. He'll be making an appearance here in about an hour, give or take. He'll wake up and he'll walk right in here and he'll put an earbud on and he'll wait for Red to say, "Where is it, buddy?" And he'll say his catchphrase. He knows. and then Trey will sit there and do Vinny impressions. He imitates Vinny Tartamelli. He goes, "It's a me. It's a Vinny." Salvador, the stream is bad and you should feel bad. I love you, Sal. Do you want a link, bro? Are you working or are you not working? Let me know if you want a link. Let's see. The chick that plays Karen has a nice. Yeah, she's hot. She is kind of hot. I'm sorry, but Vincent D'Onofrio. Like the first time I saw him was in. Oh God, what was it? Full Metal Jacket back in the day. Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket, and he was awesome in that. And it's like I really wanted more of Kingpin. He was so brutal as Kingpin. It's like, oh my God, they couldn't have casted this better. There's no way anybody should play that role outside of D'Onofrio. It's like Chadwick Boseman with Black Panther. You can't replace him. You can't. I mean, he was so impactful in the few appearances that he had. Here it is right here. Number 3, Escape from L.A. was released in theaters 25 years ago today. And this, I need to watch this. It's been so long since I've watched this movie.
The world needs Snake Plissken right now.
Yeah,
Right?
we need it, but not. We don't need it. LA. Oh my God, I was working for several magazines as a movie reviewer at that time, and I criticized the fuck out of that movie. And I'm a Carpenter fan, and I said I hated that fucking movie. I love Snake Plissken. I hated that movie because it was a silly remake of Escape from New York.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And my editor was like, "Oh, but I love that movie." He wanted me to go rewrite my review. I'm like, "No, that's my review. I'm turning it in." And so he published it with like mad at me. And I'm like, fuck it. I didn't like the film.
I loved it. Remaker, like especially the end, man. That was.
It was a beat for beat fucking remake, and it pissed me off that they did that. And that's part of the reason why I gave it a bad review. I love Snake. I want to see the Snake sequel that we were owed after the end of Escape from New York, which is he just caused World War III by tearing up that tape.
Yeah.
And he's going to become the most wanted man in the fucking world for having done that. And we never got that film. But go on. Talk nice about the movie.
We'd never get it now either. Like if they tried to remake this movie now or give a sequel so many years later, it would be a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
You know who you could have do it is his son, who looks fucking like jaw spot on. Like if you when I liked him as John Walker, Wyatt Russell, Kurt's son. I liked him as John Walker.
They look alike that much.
I think my favorite moment with his when he still did look like his dad, and he played a young version of Kurt Russell in Soldier at the beginning. He's the one that's running.
Nice.
That's why.
I would love if they could do it right and have his son play his role. I think that would be freaking great. Or maybe just deep fake it.
They need to go back to the dark elements of the first film and keep it that way and not do Hollywood shit again. It's just so silly.
I need to find where that's streaming. I need to find what streaming that's on. I don't know. Because I need to watch those. I haven't watched either of those, and I don't know how long. It's like Big Trouble in Little China. That's another one. Like I want to just buy that. I want to buy that one. So if anybody's looking for a Christmas present, right there, Big Trouble in Little China. DVD's fine. I don't care. I like DVDs. I'll go to the $5 bin all the time. That's where I find most of these like offbeat '90s movies that are just chilling in the $3 bin. I'm like, oh hello. I don't care. I'd rather buy those than new releases. You know what I mean? Let's see.
And Glenser, he kicked ass in the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm. Was it Executive Act? No, it was Executive Decision. That was the movie on the plane where they're like Steven Seagal and Kurt Russell in a movie, and Steven Seagal dies in 5 minutes. You're like, fuck. That was me as a kid. I was like, my expectations were fucking subverted. Thanks. So I guess it's all been a setup to The Last Jedi. It was all leading me up to my expectations being subverted.
The true subversion of expectation is done through irony. And and when people use that, I've had stupid people walk up to me, it's just subversion of expectation. I said, it's called irony, dipshit. It actually has a name. It's called irony.
Yeah.
The definition of dramatic irony is an expected outcome, you get the opposite. And that is what it is. And they used it properly, whereas Ryan Johnson did not, because Ryan's a fucking idiot writer.
It's the same
He's
way as
okay if he spent a couple of years on something, not something he spent a few months on. And really, like Keith says it best, the Last Jedi was really more the Star Wars writers group more than Rian Johnson.
Oh yeah,
they handled all the notes for it, and he wrote whatever they said to do.
I still give Colin Trevorrow props because he said, "Fuck this."
Yep.
Fuck this.
Yes,
and he made Jurassic
a really
World
stupid
2.
dinosaur movie that made tons of money. And yes, it's dumb, but he's actually really a good writer.
I hated Fallen Kingdom. I didn't mind the first of the new ones, and I appreciate the visuals in Fallen Kingdom, but the characters were so stupid in that movie. Nothing made sense.
You're talking about where they unleashed the dinosaurs on America?
Yeah, well, yeah, the second one, Fallen Kingdom. Where that little clone girl. I'm sorry, Lord forgive me, Susan forgive me. I'd have shot that little bitch. I would have shot it.
Yep.
Bap, shut the fuck up. You ain't letting nothing out. They're like me. No, they're mindless fucking creatures, and you're apparently a clone of a human being. They're nothing like you. Like, what kind of back-assward fucking logic is this? Well, a whole bunch of people are going to die, but I don't want these dinosaurs to get gassed to death. It's like, trust me.
Right.
I'm not a big fan of anything getting... People. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of anything getting gassed to death, but I'm more of a fan of people not getting eaten randomly on the street when they're just trying to barbecue by a fucking raptor.
From someone Jewish is very ironic.
Right? That's exactly why I made it. It's
another
issue. God, what the fuck did you just say?
Oh, trust me, it's my sense of humor.
Hey, look,
my wife
said people should be taken out and beaten. You're okay,
dude. So it's funny. My wife is she's German Ukrainian, and I always fuck with her. Like we were making dinner tonight, and we were making a shepherd's pie, and she's like, put it in the oven, and I'm like, hey, 5 feet, get the fuck back. I'm like, don't trust you. I've been married 10 years. I don't trust you. Me around ovens, not happening, girl. Stay the fuck back. I'm like, I know your people. I know you. I'm like, no. And then I taught my dog, the old dog I taught my dog the commands because my cousin is a canine handler for sheriff's department. So I taught my dog her commands in German because it's a common for dogs. It just sounds fun. Everyone's like, I'm like, I know. It looks and sounds funny. I know. Shut up. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Anyway, we're gonna go to a brief break here, and because we have new bumper to show off, and we're gonna queue up our first main topic, and we are gonna talk about the Suicide Squad with all the spoilers, all of them, every single one of them. So I hope you're ready for that. So we'll be right back with some Suicide Squad talk.
To be back home in New York fucking city, my absolute favorite place in the world, where everybody and their mother is a shallow, materialistic, narcissistic cunt just like me, and you can find literally anything you want within a short distance. You want the best bagel you've ever had? Here, check this out. Free heroin.
Tony, you son of a bitch. I caught that Office meme, you dick. And frankly, I'm going to go in the conference room and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to sit in the conference room and I'm going to talk about it. This is bullshit.
Here's some free heroin.
Here. All right, what do we got here? So we're talking about the Suicide Squad. Did you guys stream it, or I know I shared a link if anybody hadn't seen it yet in our chats. So I watched it on HBO Max. Where did everybody see it?
Yeah, I watched it there as well.
Max.
Okay, Tony, did you watch it yet?
I'm still recovering from Birds of Prey.
I sent you a link, you dick.
I tried. Like my wife and I sat down to put it on yesterday, and we were both just like, I can't. Like we weren't mentally prepared to. Yeah, we weren't prepared.
Tony, just.
Why are you the way that you are? I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Blame Harley Quinn.
Oh, I'll blame her. I'll blame her enough. So I just want to kind of take a look at this article because it correlates this one to the 2016, the David Ayer Suicide Squad. How the Suicide Squad still works as a sequel to the 2016 movie. What did y'all? I hated the 2016 when I did. I fucking hated it. I liked El Diablo's character. I liked him. Viola Davis did really well as Amanda Waller. I don't know, and I'm speaking strictly from what I saw on screen. I don't know the comics. I do not know shit about the Suicide Squad comics. I don't. But I like Viola Davis. Bitch. She's fucking terrifying. The shit she'll do.
In the comics, she's terrifying.
So, she's worse in the comics then?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, yeah. Like I said, so did you like the 2016 one, Gary? Were you a fan of that one?
I enjoyed parts of it. I had problems with the obvious, because I'm not a Jared Leto fan. I don't like Jared Leto. I don't think he's that good of an actor. Same. But I think that you don't give somebody a fucking job and promise them something, and then like chicken shit out and then cut all their shit out of the movie.
Yeah,
I think that's fucking stupid. And I wanted to see what the whole story. I wanted to see the story as it was, not the reshoots. I think the original idea was better, that it was going to be connected directly with Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Warner is just chock full of cowards
when
it comes down to filmmaking. And I'd like to see the David Ayers cut. I would like to see it. I'm not a super big fan of the film, but I enjoyed the damn film enough to buy it. This new film, I think it's kind of shitty that they basically turn Idris Elba into Deadshot.
Right?
That's all he was.
Yeah.
He's just another variation of the same character. So it's like, racist much?
That's why it was insulting. I'm like, oh, so they're just like black people are interchangeable. Here, we took out one black guy. Here's another black guy. They won't even fucking care. Look,
we're going to show how not racist we are in movies and replace every ginger with a person of color. That's like,
I don't know about you guys. I'm a little bit over the equipment that can just generate anything you want out of like the size of a cigarette pack. It'll just become a giant fucking gun or a helmet or a pair of boots, whatever. Like this is just laying around. Everybody has this shit.
The sci-fi, I agree. The sci-fi.
Just fuck off with that shit. I like sci-fi stuff and I like that kind of stuff, but it has its place, and its place isn't everywhere.
that should have been, and I say this tongue in cheek, considering the villain of the movie is a big fucking starfish from outer space. I would like Deadshot. Okay, so he pulls off some shit that's unreal, but his weapon is still reality based. He uses guns. He uses firearms. Same thing with Bloodsport. But yeah, that gun thing, I'm like, miss me with that shit, pimpin'. Like, no, I don't. You know what I mean? It was. I understand what you're saying.
The entire film,
it just gets a little ridiculous.
The entire film, from the beginning to the end, is one big fucking Deus Ex Machina. It's all it is. Every single plot twist and movement within the plot or by the plot is contrived. Every single aspect of it. It's contrived. There's nothing that flows naturally. in that film. Everything that, and I enjoy Harley Quinn. She's one of my favorite characters. But my problem is that last film that they did, the one you mentioned,
Birds of Prey,
garbage film,
yo,
illogical as hell, just made no sense. Decisions they were making within the film made no sense.
Yep.
Actions they took made no sense. And then this one, what she was doing the entire film was just so, as funny as it was, I laughed. It was dumb. It was bad writing. Her character was badly written. And we relied way too much on plot.
We haven't got a good portrayal of Harley Quinn live. We haven't got a good one. You got 2016, which was like basically like, hey, we have Harley Quinn. That's why, hey, look, she's in the short outfit. And then every girl with daddy issues and cosplayer was out getting in daddy's little monster costumes. Not saying it was a bad thing in some cases. Other cases, it was the stuff of nightmare fuel.
Henry Cavill.
Yep.
Henry Cavill is really a great Superman.
Yeah.
We've not seen that great Superman.
No, we haven't got, because we haven't got somebody that understands fucking Superman.
I was going to,
with Harley Quinn.
Wasn't Bloodsport in prison for shooting Superman with the kryptonite bullet?
Yes.
Show that.
Yes.
I want to see that.
What is the first rule they teach in good writing? Show it, don't fucking tell it.
Yep.
Exactly. And it's been
now it's all tell.
The trend has been the opposite.
Gunn is as guilty of bad writing as Joss Whedon. And Joss Whedon's a garbage writer. I've never fucking liked that guy. And I'm not that big a fan of James Gunn, even though I was like following him early on. I followed him online before there was a Facebook. And he said some fucked up shit on his blog. Fucked up shit. And but I enjoyed Scooby-Doo. I enjoyed his work on Scooby-Doo and the movies. Gunn can write, but the stuff he's putting out in the last few years is way plot heavy. I do like the character stuff, like Guardians of the Galaxy. Very good character driven.
I love those movies. I do. I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
This is not
much.
No,
this is not.
This was like an attempt at being a grittier, edgier Guardians of the Galaxy that could say fuck and cut people's heads off. Like that's basically what it was to me. A lot of it. I want to acknowledge the chat real quick.
Heart doing so.
Yeah, it did. No, it did. It did. Glinzer, here's your coffee, Mr. Smith. It's Mr. Elba. And then he'd say, "That's racist!" But that happens. That happens. It's highly weird. Let's see. Superfan Adam Shawhan. And after you watch these, watch Batman Beyond Season 3, Episode 7 and 8, where I first saw Starfish. Oh, Starro. Yeah, that concept for a villain was kind of cool. I am going to watch the Batman Beyond, though. I really liked this one and felt he was way better than Will Smith and wish he would have been Deadshot. I really like Idris Elba as an actor. I thought he was good in this role. I really did. He was one of the things I really liked about the movie. Not everything he did made sense. Right, King Shark. Hey, bird. I'm a shark, man.
I got a kick out of King Shark.
He was fucking great. He's like, I love it. New dumb friends. And he's chasing those little things around because they keep like imitating him. That part was, that was like
I thought that was funny the way, because I knew it was going to happen.
Yep.
I knew they were going to be flesh eaten.
I was looking at them, I was like, they are not going to be fucking nice. They are not going to be nice. Keely Chow, I'm a Buffy fan, but fuck Joss Whedon. Zachariah 315. Good evening, y'all. What's up, brother? Hail, welcome. Daisy Divine, Guardians of the Remakes DCEU. The gore was nice, though. Yeah, the gore, I'm not going to say I didn't like that aspect of it, because, like, in some of these Marvel movies, you're like, this would be way more fucking violent. You know what I mean? And, like, DC's like, hold my beer, Kevin Feige. Hang on, we're going to cut these motherfuckers' heads off. We're going to have these giant starfish come out shitting out little starfishes, ripping people's faces off. Which was, I like that whole Borg-esque kind of hive mind thing. It was very, I was like, did they get somebody from Rick and Morty on this again? Like, is that what happened?
There really was kind of that feel to it. I want to point out what Keely said with I'm a Buffy fan. I am a 1992 Buffy fan from the movie.
Christy Swanson,
and
man.
I enjoyed the shit out of the Angel series. Borneus is fucking awesome. But I hated the Buffy series. I felt like it never went anywhere. It just was so boring to me. Um, and Joss Whedon, people go, Firefly, fuck Firefly. The movie was good, whatever that movie was called.
Serenity.
Serenity. It was a good film.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. But the series was not very good. I think Joss Whedon is a shit writer. And I shit on him a lot over being a bad writer.
Like I always say, what kind of man, think about this. Think about the mentality. What kind of man would name his son Joss?
Papa Whedon.
Like, who looks at their young boy and says, Joss? That's it. That's what he's going to go
Some
through.
pretentious asshole.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like in the school where I my son goes and I substitute. It's like we got all the Indian names. They're like, what? I got Aiden, Braden, Jaden, Caden. We got all them trendy little names. It's funny. It's like my son's name is he's Mini Me. He's Mini Me Tep. So he just walks in and says, I'm Mini Emo Hotep, and just sits down in class. And I'm gonna teach him about it. I'm gonna be like, hey, just go and say your Hotep.
Kids are awesome. All mine are adults now. I raised my daughter by myself. She's the one most like me, and she even jokes every once in a while. I'm you, but with boobs and a vagina. And I'm like, yeah, you are. But she's, I'm trying to get her on our show. My son has been on our show because all of them are artists, all of them are great writers, and are making their, way through that. But my daughter, she uses I have anxiety as an excuse way too much, and I'm going to make fun of her for it. Yeah, stop being a puss. Get on her show.
Right? You have to tell them.
I love
kids,
that.
hey.
Getting your kids on the show. It's great stuff, dude.
Yep, I'm gonna launch another channel next year. It's as soon as I move and I get set up, because I'm gonna do a green screen, but it's gonna be an entire wall and floor. So we'll have that set up for our channel, because we're gonna be doing some different things, some skits and stuff with me and the little man. Because if you've been around the channel at all, he makes guest appearances in costumes sometimes. He's played Spider-Man. He's done some lines from The Room. Yeah, I put him in front of the green screen and let him say some Tommy Wiseau lines. So, yep.
Oh hey, whatever he says. Oh hey,
my father-in-law's name is Mark, and my son Trey will walk up to him and be like, "Oh hi, Mark," and he does. He's like, "Lisa, you're tearing me apart," because that's my cousin's name. So he said that too. He's like, "Can I say it to Lisa?" I'm like, "Yeah." So Lisa, you're tearing me apart. And he's like, I'm fed up with this world. Everybody betrayed me. And then he just walks away. It's fucking. He's mini me. He is. And
I'm traditional with our names, by the way. I should mention. My daughter's name is Zoe. My son's names are Sean and Benjamin.
He's named out. He's a third. That's why we call him Trey, because I'm a junior, so we made him the third. My dad was like, "Oh my God, you did it to another one. Why would you keep doing that?"
I wouldn't do that, dude.
I'm like, nope. I had to. That's
I'm
ego
junior,
on my part. I had to.
I fucking hated having this name right there. That name irritates the shit out of me because I get called Gerry so much, and I answer to it, but it fucking annoys me. My dad's like, "You gonna name your boy that?" And I'm like, "Fuck you, no." None of my boys got the name.
I want to see what Nano Reaper said. My daughter's names are Isabel and Sophia. Trendy names suck. Those are beautiful traditional names, man.
Beautiful names.
Yep, my first name is Peter. I mean, that's my dad's name.
Caiaphas. Peter Caiaphas.
I've been called. So it's like I grew up with phallic jokes. And speaking of and there's no joke about Suicide Squad actor Joel Kinnaman claims former romantic partners violently threatening him and his family. Yes, the man that played Rick Flag. And I want to talk about the Rick Flag character because
I'm pissed what was done.
I was going to say I didn't like all Mr. Clean, and I'm like, I liked him as like this just merc in the first one, like I said, not knowing anything about the comics, I liked the way they set the character up in the first one. That's one of the things I did like was him. And I was like, okay, cool, he's back in this one. And then it's like, what did they do? Yeah, Superfan says Peter Parker. Yeah, he looks like fucking Spider-Man. He's Peter Parker.
Yeah, they shit on two characters that I wish they'd left alone. Because it was bad enough that we lost. Can I say a spoiler here?
Yeah, yes, this is all spoilers.
Fucking Captain Boomerang. I fucking loved him.
Oh my God, they shit the bed with
we
him.
were assumed he died in the first film, but then they bring it back only to fucking kill him in the first 5 minutes. I'm like, fuck you. And then Joel Kinnaman is one of the better characters of the first film. They bring him back and they fucking waste him. I'm like, you know what? Go fuck yourself.
That's the same mentality with Kevin Smith and Orko. Like they literally wrote Captain. They wrote Captain Boomerang in just to fucking troll people. Like, and it's not entertaining. That's not funny. It's frustrating.
No, it wasn't funny at all.
You don't want to frustrate
people. My wife got up and walked out. She wouldn't watch the rest of the film because they killed Captain Boomerang. She's like, "Oh, I'm done." I'm like, "Okay, I got to review it."
It's like the writers may be getting a kick out of it, but the people you're selling the fucking... It's like being a car salesman and cutting someone's brake lines. Like, hey, watch it. This is going to be funny. No, it's not. It's really not.
It's not. And I was pissed at the... I don't know. I didn't like the way things went over with his character Flag in this new film. I thought he was just a complete spineless character compared to what he was before. He was a straight up merc.
Yeah.
And in this film, he's silly. They used him for laughs, and I'm like, don't fucking do that. And then, of course, and I like the fuck John Cena comment in the chat. You know, because John Cena, when they have that final, that scene at the hospital, okay, are you going to try to save face and bring Flag back? Oh, no, they bring that cocksucker back.
Yeah.
Fuck John Cena's character.
Yep. Oh, well, they've already got their Peacekeeper show lined up for HBO Max because he's John China. He's John fucking China now. He ain't,
after his apology, I've lost any interest in him.
He had a chance to do something. He could have said no. Great, and
they wouldn't have fired him. He's already done. And fuck him.
And how much money does he have? Like, you wouldn't be losing anything, if you don't star in any other movies. Like, on the Total Bellas show or whatever the shit, he had, like, a huge mansion with an indoor pool back then, like, 10 years ago. Like, I think you're going to be able to pay your rent, bro. Why don't you find your nuts and stand up for yourself and your fans?
Yeah, I tell you, man, it's just pathetic. And, because I'm liberal, I'm conservative, both. I'm libertarian. All three of the pizza pieces. But when it comes down to it, I'm a fucking veteran. I'm a patriot, and I fucking love this country. I volunteered to go to war because I love this place so much. And I got to tell you, man, that's cowardice, and I cannot stand cowardice, man. That's a coward move that he made.
His whole wrestling career, he's fucking trying to do the military thing and saluting.
The Marine.
He announced when Bin Laden died. He was the one that announced it to the WWE. Like, it's just all of that is out the window now. It's upsetting. He could have done something.
If you don't see this,
hang on, I'll put you on solo.
I'm showing this for Keely Chow.
There you go. Yep.
I was U.S. Army combat medic, man. I'm very proud of my service.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. We are a very Nano Reaper in the chat is he's a vet as well. We like I said, we support. Like I said, I grew up. My dad's a Marine. He's a non-vet. So I grew up around that in a family of cops. So I'm not one of those. I worked for a private security firm for a hot minute, but that was it. And I
support law enforcement. I know that there's shitheels. There are shitheels in everything. Government. If you have government of any kind, you've got shitheels. So I know we got shitheels in law enforcement. The fact is, majority of the people that are in law enforcement are good fucking people. They're citizens, and this is the thing I always tell people: law enforcement is not the military. I have a cop friend that gets mad at me when I say this, but I have other cop friends that go, yeah, because they're former military. It's like when you're in military, you're property of the Department of Defense. I was property. I wasn't a person. I was property. They had total control of my life. They could do whatever the fuck they wanted with me. I couldn't just like go, I quit, or call my union advisor. Law enforcement has union, and law enforcement, you can fucking walk away. And so militarizing law enforcement is something I am against. But the fact is, law enforcement needs to be respected. You respect them when they pull you over. You talk like you fucking respect them. You know, you don't get all in their face about why are you pulling me over. It's like, well, maybe it was wrong that they pulled you over, but a lot of police have gut feelings about things, and maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. So respect them. I love law enforcement.
Absolutely, man. Like, and that's I didn't, and this is real. I didn't talk to my sister for almost a year because my dad is a retired police officer. Both my cousins are currently work for a sheriff's department. My uncle is a retired chief. You know, I have my CJ degree, and she shows up at my dad's house wearing a BLM shirt that says a little F the police on the back of it, and shows up to a family gathering wearing that. I'm like, you know what? We're done here.
I support actual Black lives.
Yep.
I do not fucking support political organizations that are nothing more than using a slogan to hide communism behind it. Fuck them. I don't like commies. Fuck them all.
Nope.
I agree with you, dude. But let's get back to Ken.
Yeah, we'll talk about Rick Flag, the character. Yeah, we're gonna jump around as we talk about this. Yep, absolutely. His character though, yeah, the scene with him and Peacemaker, whatever fucking name is, John China, was brutal. That was a brutal fucking fight scene. And I thought the way it was shot off the reflection of the helmet from the beginning was really cool.
I did like that too.
I like that. But hang on one second. What's up? Oh, another monster's here. Sup, y'all? Relax. I'm here now. Hail, another monster. Hail to you, sir. We're talking some The Suicide Squad. Yeah, Rick Flag was definitely wasted in this movie. Based on from the first movie, his performance in that, they did jack shit with him. Red, what do you think, man?
He was such a better character.
I agree.
In that film.
Yeah, I agree. He was a better character in the first film. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of the first one either, but yeah, in comparison, especially, yeah, like he was not much of anything. I mean, he's supposed to be this, the team leader, right? And he's not any of that. He was sent with the rejects who were supposed to get slaughtered. So what's that tell you?
Well, he and Harley were expected to die. They were the actual expendables in order to get the other guys in. And I kind of like that idea. I was glad Brad Davis died. I fucking hate that guy. I was like, oh, he got a face shot off.
Well, yeah, but I mean, really, from my perspective, I guess, like he's the only guy they really should care about, right? Because he's their guy. So why would they send him in to be slaughtered rather than send him in with the covert
stuff in that? Why would you send your most trained fighter? The logical thing, and this is way military ops really go, is they picked your top guys to go together, and he should have been with the other team. And for him to be expended like that was just dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was intentional. They knew they were going to die.
Yeah. I mean, I can see wanting to get rid of Harley. But Rick Flag, why? Why would you do that? It makes no sense.
Yeah, I think they only did it because him and Harley had like somewhat of like a friendship. And they knew if they put them with that squad, they would kind of trust in each other a little bit more. That's kind of what I got out of that. That's probably how they like got them, to go. Obviously, okay, look, hey, you got, because they do a lot of, they don't even tell half the times. A lot of times they don't even explain the exposition that happens. It's just like things happen for reasons, and you're left going like, wait, why? Yeah, that is probably the weirdest thing in the very beginning of the movie too. When they're storming the beach, and okay, yeah, you're looking around, and I like the polka dot guy too. I think it was Nano Reaper said he liked Rat Catcher and Mr. Polka Dot. I like him because I like that actor. He's a fucking hell of a character actor. Yeah, I can't think of the guy. I feel bad. I can't think of his name. But and the girl that played Ratcatcher, the millennial jokes were fucking hilarious. Absolutely. But she was good. I liked her. I didn't dislike her character at all. I kind of was like.
A few times I enjoyed the guy that played her dad, TD, whatever his name is.
Oh, Taika Waititi. Yes.
Yeah, I liked him as her dad.
I was gonna say that scene was actually really well done. I thought because I was waiting for him.
I got teary-eyed, so that worked. There's a lot of stuff in the film that works. The problem is it's not cohesive.
No.
And I immediately, when I see that, I have to criticize the writing. You know, when you lack the cohesion, when you lack a proper theme or story arc. Character arcs are important. Your characters have to start out one way and end up another. There has to be a change for it to really be a good story.
I'm just going to say it. I didn't give a fuck when Yondu died.
No, Yondu? What's his name? He played Merle in The Walking Dead.
Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker. Yeah, a guy played
Yondu. He's a nice guy in real life. I like that guy.
When he's
I've heard
that was a
I've heard kind of he's a kind of greasy, but that's from somebody else that kind of knew. Red, I think you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
the story about
Rooker.
Okay,
really nice. He takes time to talk to you rather than like, oh, I got to, he doesn't brush you off.
Well, that's good.
So, I like that.
Yeah, you don't.
And he also played one of my favorite serial killers in cinema. He played Henry Lee.
What movie was he in? I'm trying to think. What Henry Lee?
Oh, the serial killer movie?
Yeah. What movie was it? I'm trying to think now. Cause he shit.
I'll find out real quick.
If I ever meet Michael Rooker, I'm going to ask him to drop the N-bomb. Just like The Walking Dead.
He did in The Walking Dead, yeah.
Yeah.
David Dastmalchian played Mr. Polka Dot. That's his name.
Here it is. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer with Michael Rooker, 1986.
Oh, okay. All right. I have heard of that. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
That movie is so intense. I only watched it once, and I can't watch it again. It's just too visceral.
All right. I'm writing that one down to fucking watch.
Because his character is based on Henry Lee Lucas.
Okay.
I was going to say, that's why I remember that line in The Walking Dead. It was visceral. It's like, bro, it's 2011, 2012. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked they did that because I read the Walking Dead. I've said it. That's the only comic book I've read from start to finish and read it more than once is The Walking Dead. And I love the show. It's painful to watch it now because it's like watching your beloved pet, like as it slowly just fucking deteriorates before your eyes, because that's what's happened to that. And it's like the spin-off shows. I haven't even watched the season finale to Fear yet, and Walking Dead starts in a fucking week. But
I won't watch The Walking Dead anymore. I left when they caught what's his name,
Negan.
Yeah, Negan. When they caught him,
Jeffrey D. Morgan.
They killed the kid, and I was pissed. I'm like,
yep. That made me mad.
Yeah, I'm done. But I'm going to stay with the season and finish it out. And I finished it. I was done. I brushed it aside, and then I was like not watching anything. And then a friend of mine goes, "Hey, dude, you need to get caught up on Fear the Walking Dead." I'm like, "Yeah, but that show is no. Watch it. The new season. Watch it." I'm like, "All right." So I started watching the newer seasons, and I'm like, "Holy shit! All the good writing went to that show." So Fear the Walking Dead, from like season 3, started getting good.
Wow, really? Yeah, I got rid of that after season 1.
Same.
It was so bad.
Same. It pissed me off because I thought it was going to really show how all this started and stuff, and it just had
the show that wanted to do that is the new spin-off series about the young adults.
That's fucking terrible. That like, writing is
I lasted
shit.
5 minutes, and I'm like, this is garbage.
Well, I've got a strong stomach because of Batwoman, so I can tolerate really bad TV. I'm gonna watch that show. I'm gonna watch that show. Why? Where all the men died. The end of man or whatever it is. The last man. It's called Why the Last Man. It's on FX. So it's. I was like, oh, if that's
good things about it, but I just the minute you bring sex into it, and I don't mean sex like fucking. I mean sex like gender. You lose my interest because I automatically assume that it's going to be garbage, anti-masculine. Just I get so tired of the whole anti-masculine thing. It's like Hollywood's even it attacks a philosophy, which is I just forgot the word where you're stolid. You don't show a lot of emotion. There's a word for it. Stoic, thank you.
Yep.
They attack stoicism as being toxic. And I'm like, fuck you. It's a philosophy that's been around for thousands of years. And it's not just men that do it, women do it too. Stoicism is it shows personal strength. And I mean, you want to look at tough women, you look at the women that survived the fucking Dust Bowl. They were stoic as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want strong people, though.
Yeah,
no.
They don't. They want women to be masculinized, and they want the destruction of femininity, and they want men to be demasculinized and marginalized.
They attack
in order to make the women look strong, and it's like that's not how you make someone look strong. You present someone alongside or against somebody strong. That's how you show strength. But Hollywood doesn't understand that. And these fucking woke assholes don't understand that.
No.
That's how you tell a story.
And speaking of storytelling and being woke, this movie wasn't woke. It really was not. There was not. I looked at it and
there was even an anti-communism thing in there.
Yes.
With the fucking starfish character. Because he was taking over. That's how communism works.
Yep.
And I went, wow, that was interesting.
I was like, that's a fucking bold statement from Hollywood these days against communism.
Especially with John Cena in it.
Wait, hang on a second. God damn it. All right, I got to do it now. You know what I'm... Red and Tony know what I'm doing. Since we're talking about John China. All right. God damn it. All right. Let me get back over here. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. I'll put the fucking hat on. Hang on. I'm culturally appropriating this for a minute. I'm just drink it in. I'm doing this. Yeah. I'm fucking raiding, ladies and gentlemen. Mortal Kombat. There we go. I'm John China. Hello. I am a John China. But no, seriously, that yeah, the anti-communism stuff was great. Like I said, it's a bold statement because Marvel would like embrace it, and DC's like no.
And I think that's the push from AT&T, because AT&T is absolutely American. They're very corporate. They're very capitalistic. But I did want to ask you a question about the Kinnaman thing. What's this about his former lover? What was that about?
Okay, so Bella Davis is his former girlfriend. She's a model. They dated for a little while. They had.
But she's batshit crazy. Gotcha.
She's batshit crazy. They had 2 sexual encounters. 2 total. He said that. He says we had sex twice, and she was like fucking threatening his family, saying he raped her and all this shit, and she wants money. Hang on, I'm gonna go back to that for a second because I want to read it. Her list of fucking demands is fucking nuts.
So she's an unsuccessful Amber Heard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Basically,
even Amber Heard's gonna eventually be an unsuccessful Amber Heard.
Yeah. All right, so let's see.
He really does look like Tom.
And by the way, I know I've said this to you before, Red Gaze. You really do sound like my buddy Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge.
You think so?
Yeah, when you say things, it makes me go like that, going, "Oh, did Tom come in the room?"
Like if they were to do the End of the Spider-Verse, like a live-action version, where they had the blonde Peter Parker come help Miles Morales. I mean, dude could totally
the older, yeah.
Yeah.
Kinnaman would be perfect. I fucking love Kinnaman. The reason I knew I would love this guy as an actor was when he played in The Killing on AMC. The first season, I wanted to punch him in the face. He was so annoying. The way he talked. That takes good acting.
Yeah.
To get me that aggravated.
Yeah.
And then he grew on me. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's a good actor.
I think the most aggravating thing I've ever seen on the screen is Mel Gibson fight scenes. Like in The Patriot, in that Santa Claus movie, it's like his fight scenes get me so fucking frustrated. Like, it punch the guy back.
You didn't like the jiu-jitsu fight from Lethal Weapon?
No.
No.
I'm just like in The Patriot, he murdered like all of his fucking kids, kept fucking up. Then you get to the end of the movie, and he's beating the shit out of Mel Gibson the whole time, you know? And it's like, we don't need all this. Like, by the time you get to that point, I'm ready to see him tear this guy apart. I don't need to see him get his ass kicked for 10 minutes. Now he just looks like a pussy.
Yeah, it's that whole theory about you have to see your hero lose before he can win.
Yeah, but he was losing
the comeback thing.
Movie. Like, it's a 3-hour movie of losing. Like, in that last fight, and you should be kicking his ass.
A critic actually said, exactly how many of his kids did we need to see die before we realized they were bad guys?
Yeah.
Right.
One was enough, but you know, they felt for some reason 3 had to die. It's like,
they shouldn't have killed Heath Ledger. Like that.
Go ahead, Tony.
No, feel free. I was just repeating, like, it was frustrating when he finally killed Heath Ledger. It's like, all right, enough of this shit, man. Like,
I was like, is this is like Job from the Bible? It's like, is God gonna take everything from Mel Gibson's character? Like, and do you still keep your faith? You know, I mean, it's like, Jesus, God in heaven. Like, we've all heard this fucking story of Job. Like, I mean,
have our freedom.
Yeah, did we need to see him get castrated? I mean, the illusion that his nuts got chopped off. Speaking of that, so Joel Kinnaman, the demands that this crazy cow made, money, Hollywood connections, helping secure a work visa, a verified Instagram page, a Wikipedia page, a photo shoot with Sports Illustrated, and an additional $400,000 for an apartment and more. What a crazy fucking bitch.
I'm telling you, dude, it's not worth it. It's never worth it. It's like, oh, the minute, like, I went out with this model once, like 25 years ago, and we were at dinner, and I made a Gilligan's Island joke reference. She didn't fucking get it, and I went, yeah, I'm not into you.
Yep.
And then later I told a friend of mine, I said, plus she was batshit crazy. I said, you know, I'm not saying a generalization here, but my experience is the more hot a girl is, the crazier they are.
Yeah, that video,
more dangerously crazy.
The hot crazy Matrix video.
Yes, the Matrix. That's right. That guy was.
That's fucking genius, and that shit is real life. That shit is real life. So speaking of crazy bitches that you probably want to bang and will kill you, Harley Quinn in this with General El Presidente Luna there. Her little love story with him, and then all of a sudden she just fucking kills him. I was like, wow, we knew that was coming.
In the heart.
Yep.
Shoots him right center mass. Right
center
there.
mass. That was cold as ice.
With his own gun.
She's like, I'm surprised there was a bullet in there. What was she doing with her accent this movie? It changes every fucking movie. I'm
surprised they let her, because they kind of stopped her previously, and they won't let the other girl, Kaylee, whatever her name is, that does it with the cartoon, do the accent
Kaylee
at all.
Cuoco. Yeah.
Yeah, she's terrible. God, she's terrible. But I like this girl because she can do the accent, but they don't let her do it consistently, and it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, she does. She like goes in and out of the accent, and it's it does. It's kind of weird. But I thought a lot of her scenes were. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge fan of the character overall. I don't know. I'm gonna try watching the animated show. I've read some of the comics. I went back and I read them online. Some of the first her run and shit like that. And like I liked her in the Batman animated series, which I'm getting ready to watch again. But
Well, the
that's
girl
because
that does the voice inspired the character. The guy, Paul, what's his name? Paul Dini? Is that his name? The guy was in charge of Batman, the animated series.
okay.
And the character was inspired by the comic character, the daughter of the Joker, but it became Harley Quinn, this person, and the voice and everything was the voice actress that did the voice. She
Okay.
inspired it. And that's why everybody tries to imitate her. Because that's the voice of Harley Quinn.
Yeah. You know, Gerry from Nerderotic was saying on his Nooner live stream earlier, and I completely agree. I really think Batman would be best served if they laid off the movies for a little while and show him. And
We need a series.
yeah, a series, a detective series. You have the Rogues Gallery. You can have Robin. He's in his prime. Because he proved a good point. He said, for him as a comics guy, now I was never into the Batman comics that much, but he said we've never gotten a movie with Batman actually in his prime.
Well, and the problem also is they keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
They keep telling the same story over and over again. Get away from that. Do a TV series where he's mid-career.
Yeah.
And that would be so much better. HBO could do it very easily with Ben Affleck. I guarantee you Ben
Yes.
Affleck would do it.
It would be great.
And,
Thank God.
Just 10 episodes. And I'm so tired of it. I mean, even fucking Greg Berlanti, as big a fucking douche nozzle as he is, stole from Batman to create the Arrowverse. You know, that should have been Batman.
Yep.
You know, what he was doing was Batman, but with Green Arrow. And I didn't like it because the minute I could smell Batman on it, I'm like, this smells of Batman, but it's not Batman, so fuck you. I'm not going to watch your show.
Yeah, that was the thing. I'm like, so is Arrow supposed to be like Batman, or you know? And now they have Batwoman, and it's like,
And they had him versus one of Batman's main villains in the series too, Ra's al Ghul. I'm like, oh come on, you're just not even trying to make it look like you stole Batman.
But Batwoman had Raja Girl on Lesbian Island. They had Sophia. They had Lesbian Island. I made special clips for that where I sang. I was like, here on Lesbian Island, and they'd have their own little special clips when I do a Lesbian Island scene in the reviews. Oh yeah, dude. I as much as I hate that fucking show, it's to me, I'm like, that is like the Superman to my Lex Luthor. Like, I don't know what to do without it. I hate it, but I don't know what to do without it. I want to punish it. I want to see it hurt, but I don't know what to do without it. You know, that is me and Batwoman right now. I have like basically Stockholm syndrome with it. Suicide Squad bombs. We saw the box office number. It hit 26.5 million. So I thought I wanted to talk about the control room here with the people that were monitoring, you know, the teams. I thought it was fucking hilarious when they were all betting on who was gonna die, and then we get a post-credit scene with the goddamn, of course, who survives? The fucking Weasel. The Weasel survives.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing also with children, constantly bringing up children.
Yes. Did you notice that?
So
like how
fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then the one character that they allow survive is the one first mentioned who've killed the most children.
Yep, killed like 27 kids.
27 kids, yeah, 27 kids.
Damn. It's a little too close to home, James.
And so I made it.
That was it.
That a lot of people don't remember, for some reason, that Gunn was under the gun for some of his pedo jokes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I said, it felt like somebody was overcompensating with their movie and their hatred of Jared Leto. Just saying.
Yep.
You know, the whole kid thing was so fucking weird. I'm like, why do you keep talking about this? What's that got to do with anything? Why do you have to say kids? Why did you have to say kids?
Yeah, it was fucked up. Sometimes that humor was funny, but I guess I'll let Grace say it. But
that's not the case here.
That was that was not the case here. No, I did from the moment because you just noticed that little one-off line. Oh yeah, what did he do? Yeah, he killed 27 kids. I'm like, and immediately it's like James Gunn. It's like, whoa, bud. And then yeah, it keeps, like you said, it just keeps going through the movie, and you're like, a little right
came
here,
off as
bud.
an obsession. It really was weird the way it was presented in the film. My buddy Mikey Sutton from Geekosity magazine, we were just talking about it in private. It's like, what was his fixation with that? And then I brought up the whole, it's like he was overcompensating for something, for his past sins with pedophilia jokes, And I read one back before he was famous, when he was doing his blog. He wrote, him and his brother went to Six Flags in St. Louis, because they're from here, where I'm at. And they went to Six Flags, and his brother was hemming and hawing about getting on this ride. This 12-year-old girl goes, "Stop being a pussy. You're holding up the line." And James Gunn was so impressed with this young girl, he wrote these exact words: "I can hardly wait till she turns 18 so I can fuck her."
Holy fucking shit,
and
dude.
I read that on his fucking blog, and I'm like, what the fuck did you just say?
What the fuck?
James Gunn, and so he's trying to be edgy. I'm sure that 90% of it is just him trying to be edgy. He's always trying to be edgy, and he's admitted to it.
I would say that
fixation. He has a fixation.
Exactly. Like, how many thousands of tweets? Like how many times are you going to make the same joke? It just gets a little weird, It's like hanging around with somebody who's constantly talking, I don't know, gay people, and making gay jokes just over and over and over again to a weird level. You start to think something's up,
Yeah, their fixation, and I've always joked that half of comedy comes from, mental issues, because some of your funniest comedians have fucking mental issues.
Yeah.
And, but I know half of my comedy comes from trauma, but there's something up with him, maybe he was, I don't think he's pedo. I don't think he is, but
No.
I think that maybe something was done to him. I don't know. Maybe he witnessed something. I don't know, but he's fixated. He is completely fucking fixated and cannot seem to control his Tourette's about pedophilia.
No.
And children.
No, he can't. He cannot. And it's fucking weird. It's pervasive in his art. That's the word I want to use. It's pervasive. Angelus Draven, hail brother. He says I enjoyed the movie. I didn't hate it,
Enjoying a
man.
film doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah. Because I enjoy UHF. Actually, that's a classic. Who am I kidding? UHF is a fucking
it's
classic.
A classic film. Dumb as hell, but I love the movie. I love a lot of films. I enjoyed this film. I enjoyed it. I laughed. I cried. But at the end, I still realized that this wasn't a really good meal. This was, fast food.
Yep. And that's it, man. Like you said, you got hey, look, we swapped out Will Smith for Idris Elba.
Fans are stupid. They won't notice that.
Yeah. It's like there's like four black guys in Hollywood, and they just rotate them around. It's like you got Idris Elba, Will Smith, Michael B. Jordan, and who else? I'm trying to think of another famous.
Michael B. Jordan again.
Michael B. Jordan again.
The older
Fuck
guys, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yep, Samuel Jackson.
Freeman.
Yep, I see Samuel Jackson. It's like I just assume he's gonna be in stuff. You don't even have to name him. He's been in movie. It's funny, like, hey, did you know Samuel Jackson was in that movie? No, he was third guy in the left in the back row. He said motherfucker like twice, and that was it. But no, but that's Hollywood though. They're just like they pretend they're not racist when indeed they are quite the thing that they very well try to pretend that everybody else is, but they're not. Because that's why Hollywood's always look at everybody else, look at everybody else, look at how bad they are, look at how bad the plebs are that spend their money on our shit. Meanwhile, you've got guys like Harvey Weinstein behind the scenes, and it's like and I'm a bad person for not liking a movie. Like wait a minute. That's the extent of my wrongs is wrong think, All right, Superfan said it. Hit the racist button on yourself. All right.
Stop racist!
There you go. Do I have to denounce white supremacy now or later, Red?
You need to
Preferably
make a public
both.
statement later. Not
I'm
now.
I'm
Don't do it
losing
now.
I'm losing track of when I have to denounce everything for my perceived injustices and wrongs, simply for my melanin deficiencies. But that's neither here nor there nor anywhere. Samuel Jackson, wait, Glinzer Samuel Jackson. I'm telling you, motherfucking pedos, this motherfucking industry. Right? That's what we need. Angry Samuel Jackson lashing out at these fucking weirdos.
Can I go down a dark road real quick?
Why the fuck not?
Okay, so Drake Bell, that Nickelodeon star, Drake and Josh, he just got.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's known, not everybody who was abused will go on to abuse, but everybody who does abuse was once abused. And I'm just going to point to that kid that used to be on Nickelodeon who just got popped doing some shit and say, what happened to him? And that's the question no one's asking. And it just kind of goes right along with what a lot of us are thinking anyway.
Yeah, a lot of those kids grow up and they're fucked up. You look at the girl from Nickelodeon too that just whacked out, and so many of them, Disney too.
Yeah,
there's a lot of abuses going on there in Hollywood land, and kids are not protected the way they should be.
Yeah, and you hear like Demi Lovato overdosing. Well, she's probably just taking it out in a different way that Drake Bell did. Something happened to. My thing is this, okay? I think it's proven at this point.
Yeah, Amanda Bynes.
I think it's proven at this point that kids and entertainment don't mix. They end up growing up. Chances are they grow up to be fucked up. So it's like, are we really just going to keep feeding peasants to lions to entertain the masses, or can we maybe think about? I get, it'd be weird, like I'm not having kids in movies, and I'm not even saying take it that far, but I mean, something's got to change because we're sacrificing people for our entertainment, quite literally, and they're never going to have a normal life, and money doesn't make up for that. It really doesn't.
Well, exactly. And Glinzer says after Corey Feldman's book, will he ever look? Corey Feldman, I half believe him and half think he's fucking wackadoodle. He's made some statements that I think are true, but he's also said some fucking crazy shit. And that's the problem. You start getting into the weeds with these people.
Yeah.
You start asking, when are we dealing with reality and when are we dealing with shit you're making up because you're crazy?
But to be fair, there's shit Alex Jones said 2 years ago that I kind of thought was crazy. It's getting proven right now. You're
gonna get us canceled, Tony.
Yeah.
The frogs are gay. The frogs are
Isn't
gay.
that guy YouTube hates?
Yeah. Oh shit, Hale. What about? I gotta give him a shout out because he said Me Too gets too much attention and Kids Too gets none. See, that's the kind of shit we're talking about.
Populist garbage. Yeah, that's the problem.
Cuties was a public display of what Hollywood is all about. And then you got called a bigot for not liking that film. You got called a racist for not liking that film, which was fucked. I'm like, no, I don't like pedophilia on full display. This whole
I do not want to see children in sexual situations.
No. I read the description to that, and I was, as a parent of a fucking child, I was repulsed, man. I'm like, oh, like it just makes your fucking skin crawl. These people, and then like I said, you're just a bigot. You're uncultured, fucking swine. Don't know. It's art. No, it's not. Watching little girls do stripper ass dance moves in these little dance outfits is not fucking art. That's disgusting to me. And it's the way that they described how the things that they did, because remember Netflix had to put that thing on there with describing everything, and we read that on a stream, and it was like I couldn't read it. I literally couldn't read it because it made me fucking sick.
You couldn't make it through it, right?
No.
Well, all I got to say when it comes to that shit with art, ask Jeffrey Jones how that worked for him. You guys don't know who Jeffrey Jones is, right?
Wait, Jeffrey.
From, he's like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the principal. He was the
he was in Howard the Duck and Beetlejuice.
Howard the Duck, that's right, the scientist, and he got busted for artistic nudes of children. And it's
Sick
like,
fuck.
guess what, motherfucker? No, that's crime.
Well, that was Jeffrey Epstein too. He had like when they were showing inside of his house, it was all like art, like all paintings and sketches of like young girls, and it's like, oh,
presidents.
Like, and presidents. Yeah. Wait, I wanted to. What about said 600 girls auditioned for Cutie, so there are videos of 600 different girls. Yeah. Doing those moves during the audition. And we fucking talked about that, dude. We talked about that. What about? We said, you know what, that's fucked up because there was casting calls for these. And yeah, it was like how many girls audition. It's like, so they have video of all these girls. So like what if, say it's human trafficking. So what if they use these as basically like a method? Hey, does your daughter want a part? Come have her audition. Next thing you know, the daughter's kidnapped. She's gone because somebody on the black fucking dark web or whatever on the black market said, I saw a tape of her from auditioning for this. I want to buy, and that's how it fucking happens.
It's 1,200.
Yeah, it's part of the plot of one of my graphic novels that I'll be releasing soon, chapter for chapter. Vindicated Inc. It deals with sex trafficking of children.
That was funny what he said.
Wait, what did he say? In my Alex Jones voice, the water in Gotham's turned the women of Gotham into lesbians. They're all lesbians. Uh-oh. He said it. Where's it at? Ladies and gentlemen,
The lesbian!
There you go. You got the lesbians, and you know what? As a bonus, Keely, because you're so fucking awesome.
Scissor me timber.
There you go. You get the Mr. Garrison too.
I was gonna say Ruby Rose is looking rough.
First scissoring ever shown on national TV was Mork from Ork.
Mork from Ork meets Mindy. Oh my god!
When they ever meet somebody that's a fellow Orkian, they do that.
Oh god! Nano Reaper says, and you know the single mothers of those girls would gladly sell their daughters to slavery just for another hit of whatever. Wayfair cabinets. There's the Wayfair thing. There's our Q sticker for the night, ladies and gentlemen. I mentioned Wayfair. YouTube somewhere, they're like, ding, ding, ding. Hey, the white guy said Wayfair. Give him a Q. Show him what he's won. No, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to pop into our last segment of the night, which is we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, Marvel stands. We're going to talk about some Marvel stands, and that, my friends, coming up next. Oh, she had that coming off that treadmill, man. She had that shit coming. Parrothead, I said I win a new German oven. You son of a bitch, Parrothead. Superfan Amstrad, holy shit, what a great choice. But so far, you've summoned her. You fucking summoned the fucking Randolph monster. Why would you do that?
So
oh god.
that's just a car.
There we go. There's some more great. Oh Jesus. Well, we got this one too.
Well.
That goes on for 37 seconds. The best part is the end. She's like, well, shit at the end of it. That's the best part. If you can sit there and it's basically like sitting there and watching Grace Randolph have a stroke for 37 seconds. Her saying, well, well, well. It's like me doing my Sylvester Stallone voice. It's if you watch me do it normally, because like it's like I look like I like Jim Ross basically. It's fucking terrible. I made a Jim Ross joke. Ladies and gentlemen, bounding into comics, Marvel stands angry at Marvel for promoting What If's Captain Carter. This from our friends at Bounding into Comics, Mr. John
It's
F.
outright
Trent.
lie.
Right.
They're just making up shit.
Like these fucking people are mad on Twitter.
Didn't like it.
They're mad on Twitter, dude. These people are fucking mad on Twitter. They're big mad. These weirdos. And it's funny, too, because these aren't even the people that are paying to watch the fucking show.
Yeah. Look, while we're still on the picture, another point that Gerry from Nerdrotic made earlier. Take a good look at Captain Carter right there. And how is that any different than Taskmaster? That's a chick's head on a dude's body.
You're right.
Well, I mean, I look at it like this, though. She did take the super soldier serum, and the stuff that Cap took made him bigger. So if it's in the same time period, wouldn't it stand to reason that it would have the same physiological effect on her?
But
and
then
that's
she
where
should
I'm
have
at.
F cups.
Oh, yeah. It made his tits bigger. Hers disappeared.
I think isn't her plate compressing them? What's up, Tommy Gladden? Hail, sir. Hail. I know what you're saying, though, Tony. I know it is. The Taskmaster thing really pissed me off because they build it all up at the end of Black Widow. Like, it's a woman, it's a woman. Look, Taskmaster's a woman. And it's like, no, it was a dude, though. It was a man the whole time, you know? But
it's like that scene from Austin Powers. She's a man.
She's a man.
Stinging at Ace Ventura plunging his face.
Oh, I used to have that GIF on here. I don't have it anymore. It's been rotated out. I don't think it's on. It was the crying game GIF from Ace Ventura. I don't have it. I don't have it now, and that pisses me off. Mother.
You out of your goddamn mind. Son of a...
It's every time that's me. Every time I fucking delete the wrong GIF, I see, and it's like I was like, I haven't used this GIF in so long, and then I delete it, and it's like an opportunity comes up 6 months later to use it, and I'm like, well, there I am. There I am.
Lost opportunity.
See,
it happens. It happens to us all.
A missed opportunity to make a fucking reference to an almost 30-year-old movie. Fuck me, right? Marvel Cinematic Universe stands are upset Marvel is promoting the upcoming What If show and Captain Carter on their Captain America accounts. The official Captain America account recently renamed itself to Captain Carter and featured a new bio that reads, "See Captain Carter in a new episode of Marvel Studios' What If Wednesday on Disney+." Oh, I know why they're mad. What does she look like? Yep. See Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers in a whole new way this Wednesday when the first episode of Marvel Studios' What If starts streaming on Disney+. All right, so let's get down to these angry responses. Oh, here's another Captain Carter tweet. God damn it, I want anger. I want rage. This Wednesday revealed the secrets of the multiverse in the Marvel Studios. Well, okay, yeah. Fans
Captain
reacted.
Carter looks pretty angry.
She's a woman. She's got to be angry. She don't need no man. She burnt the pot roast. She doesn't have a man. She's got 30 cats, and she needs cat food, but she's got to go save Britain. What's a girl to do? What is a girl to do?
Just sit back and make some bangers and mash, tone deaf.
That sounds pretty good right about now, actually.
Right?
And she don't need no Iron Man, by the way.
No, she doesn't need no Iron Man. Fans reacted to this change to the Twitter account and the promotion of Captain Carter with outrage and disappointment, amongst other emotions. Marvel couldn't wait to replace Sam Wilson with a white face.
Jesus.
Oh my fucking God.
That's my Spider-Man right there.
Well, is Spider-Man from Zamunda?
He is now. What if
Spider-Man? What if Spider-Man was from Zamunda? It's fucking Eddie Murphy is Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is from Zamunda. There we go. He's like, yes, in the face. This is halftime. This is my favorite part of the game.
Coming to Brooklyn.
Honestly, what I thought of when I first heard Miles Morales.
Oh, another wrote, the way that Marvel is doing more to show off Captain Carter than they have been doing to show off Sam Wilson, who is actually Captain America, is something else. Oh my God.
This is just another one of those cases of
with us.
when virtue
These
signaling
people,
goes wrong.
These guys are idiots.
Right? Captain Carter looking like
It's
Elizabeth
funny. You've
Banks.
got idiots reporting on other idiots.
Yeah, these are all the same people who the second Sam Wilson became Captain America on the official account. They were all typing, "Oh, King, fucking King."
Yep. Yep. Holy shit. Oh, here we go. Marvel with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We have a black cap, folks. Marvel 5 minutes later. We're going to erase Sam Wilson from What If and give the cap mantle to an upper-class British white woman that was in charge of recruiting Nazis.
He wasn't even fucking born yet, you idiots.
Holy shit, dude. Wow. Wow. Like... The stupidity, like this, just it's fucking like toxic. This is the toxic side right here. Like, look, I'm excited for Peggy content, but not like this. She's not even Captain America. Make a new account for Captain Carter and put Sam Wilson back where he belongs. We should just go live, start trolling these fuckers right now. Like, I can just use my personal account and just start trolling these people because this is like autistic screeching right here, and I don't say that to disparage people with autism. I say that to disparage stupid people who give actual people that suffer from an affliction a bad name. And this is it.
What's going on in your life that you're mad that they changed the Twitter fucking page for a couple of days?
For a couple of days, right?
Yeah, the show premieres in 2 fucking days. You can't handle not having Black Cap like on there, Black Falcon. I mean, you know.
Listen, the only thing I'm upset about is this whole What If thing. Just seems like their excuse for what if gender swap, race swap. Like the old What If comics was cool shit. It was like, what if Wolverine was a fucking vampire? You know, that kind of shit. And then, but this is what we get.
That's all this new show is about.
What if we? Yeah, because they made Chala as Star-Lord in this, which I was like, okay, so did they make Doctor Strange Black Panther?
This is the extent of their imagination. Of course not. Of course
not. No, they can't do that. They can't do that. It's just freaking. It's pathetic. It really is because, like you said, like everybody I've talked to that's read the comics is like the comics are great, and I'm like, oh, so why can't we have a good show then, you fuckers?
I'm sure sooner or later somebody's going to tell you that there was no source material for this.
No. Well, also on top of that, Kevin Feige is very specific to the comics that he borrows from, and he has a tendency of borrowing from the comics that didn't sell well, the ones with really dumb woke storylines.
Yes. Lady Thor, the Jason Aaron's run. Fucking
Ironheart, fucking comic.
Ironheart, Kamala Khan, America Chavez, A-Force. He still wants to do A-Force.
A-Whole Force.
Shuri is Black Panther. Nobody bought that fucking shit. Like, nobody fucking cared it when Shuri was Black Panther. They wanted T'Challa to have it back.
Entertain me, don't fucking preach at me.
That's all we ask.
That's all comic fans want. I want a good comic. Good action heroes. A lot of action.
Heavy on the action, you know? It's like, and that's the thing is like women like to see other beautiful women. They do. Women like to see beautiful women on screen. They do. They like that. It's just
don't
a
say
guy
that
thing.
to a neo-feminist.
Oh,
call
Jesus.
You a liar. No. We do not. We like women to be plump and ugly.
And that's and to that I would say, you know what? First of all, you need to back up because I could smell you before I could see you. And that side shade haircut you got there, that doesn't make you look tough. It makes you look like a fucking a skateboarder from the 90s. I remember when girls had that haircut in the 90s, like the early 90s, when they're like into the skateboarding shit and stuff, like the alternative, like the whole goth thing back then. It was like it's not this now. It's like a feminist thing. I'm like, okay, so why don't you just get fitted for a pair of Doc Martens and a plaid flannel, sis? Because you're one step away with all your cats.
Yeah, I was raised by my sisters. They were old school feminists, and so I grew up with the understanding of equality, and I'm like really like into that. I'm into equality. I'm into sharing a workspace, respect.
Yeah.
This stuff they do today, it goes against everything I was taught by my feminist sisters.
It's regressive.
Old school classic feminists weren't misandrists. And that's what feminists are now. They're just straight up they're misandrists.
It's misandry.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
Pure man hating, man bashing. Masculinity is toxic. And it's like, you know what? No. You can say it all you fucking want to. Doesn't make it true. It's just like when people go, I like a movie. That doesn't make it good.
Yep.
Saying it over and over again doesn't make it true. You're just, stirring the pot. That's all you're doing.
That's right. Here we go. Here's another one of these brilliant tweets. How are they going to put her on the Captain America page when she's sporting straight British wear? Give this account back to Sam Wilson and make her a new one.
That's a dumb comment.
I can't believe Marvel changed the Captain America page from Sam to Peggy. It's not fake.
This is their lives.
Not even a Sam Wilson PFP profile picture once. Not even
They're
a Captain Wilson.
Own.
Yep.
Yeah. I love to see this stuff, to be honest.
Because they're attacking Marvel's woke as fuck, and these woke ass idiots are attacking them.
These woke idiots are attacking woke idiots. It's just funny to me. It's whatever.
Bring the Sam Wilson layout back. Yeah, and that's the thing.
One of my favorite comic characters growing up, by the way, was the fucking Falcon.
Yes.
I read the comic series. I still own a lot of those with Captain America and the Falcon. I fucking loved it. I loved it when his costume changed colors. I'm like, oh, what did that mean? It's like Falcon was a cool ass character. That's a little white kid. I grew up in a black community in Virginia. I was the only white kid for blocks. And so I was raised to be open-minded from a very young age. Yeah. And I hear these people that proclaim to be woke saying the most racist shit.
Yep.
That's the truth, man.
Decisions have to be based off of your gender or your fucking color. That's the very definition of fucking racism.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but they're the pious ones, atop their ivory towers and their faux moral high grounds. That is it. And Glinzer says it right. These morons want woke if. That's a pretty good fucking description of it. Gender play trumps race play. See, and that's this is woke attacking woke is the best thing ever. It really is. And before we get too far in it, I want to because we're almost the end here. I want to share. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull up Gary. I'm gonna pull up that Dropbox. I'm gonna share that if you don't mind.
Oh no! Don't show that.
Don't show that one. Okay.
Yeah,
what
that's
do you want
just
me
for you to read. So you can actually read my comics, but go to my page.
The Gerry
You'll be
Kissel
able to
Wix
read
site.
the chapters of the books I'm releasing. That's why I don't want that shared.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Here we go, right here. The Wix site. All right, let me share this.
Site.
I want to share this.
Yeah, I'm a cheap motherfucker.
It's all right. I don't have a website because I'm not. I wouldn't want to do it. But here we
That's
go.
for the
We're over
movie
here.
Running Time with Bruce Campbell. I did the special release this year, the anniversary 4K edition of Running Time, starring Bruce. That was my first film gig. I did the original film in '97, and then Synapse Studios hired me to come back and do the artwork for the special release. And I do commissions all the time. That's commission to Captain Kirk. I did comic book covers. I've worked on book covers, movie posters, all the way down to page. There's the original artwork I did of Bruce Campbell from '97.
Oh, that's nice.
because the film's black and white, so I did all the artwork in black and white. I did a series of art prints for T-shirts and stuff for the studio. I do a lot of work still for that studio. Josh Becker's one of my closest friends and my boss. Some of the comic work and movie posters again that I did. That's the first movie poster I ever did, Beyond Sanity, and that's me in a straitjacket. I painted it. That's acrylic on illustration board. That's 1996.
Very nice.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Salt City Video out of St. Louis.
Oh, all right. I got to pull this one up right here.
Ray Park or Parker? Parker.
Yeah, Ray Park. Yep.
Ray Park. He was at the Kansas City Planet Comic Con, and he came over and got one of those from me.
Nice. The man actually bought your art of him. That is cool.
I have photos of a lot of celebrities buying my stuff. One of my favorites is actor Phil Morris. He was the Martian Manhunter on Smallville.
Okay.
And he's a personal friend of mine. I met him at Smallville Comic Con, and I fucked with him during the show. I kept fucking with him because I'm a horrible prankster. But yeah, there's some more. Rutger Hauer had one of my busts of him. God rest his soul. He was a friend.
You couldn't have like one of those like offbeat 80s, 90s sci-fi movies without Rutger Hauer in it. I mean, God,
Yeah.
he has such a deep.
He takes
work.
every shit movie he's in and makes it good.
Yep.
I've seen so many bad movies with him that I still was entertained by because he's amazing.
Yes.
But with Phil Morris, I got to tell you, because he was down at the, he was about 50 yards from me on Artist Row. And I was there as a guest artist because I had some new books come out. And so we're on the same aisle, and I kept looking down, and nobody was coming to his table on that last day, on a Sunday. And I sent these two ladies who wanted some of my artwork, and I said, I'll tell you what, I will give you one of each one of these art prints signed. Just give it to you. If you'll go down to his table right now and just start telling what a big fan of his you are, and then start naming TV shows and movies that he wasn't in. That had other black actors. And they said, and you'll give us all that? I said, I piled it up and signed all of it before they went down there. They went down and did it, and I video recorded the whole thing, but the audio was fucked because it's such a huge place. You couldn't hear what was being said. You can only see it. And I can only describe to you what happened was he just kept leaning further forward, just like, I wasn't in that either. Do you people know who I am? Kind of like expression on his face. And finally they started laughing. They pointed down at me, and he looked down at me like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, I had the rubber arm. He came down and bought some of my artwork and one of my books, and we became friends. And he's been on our show a couple times, and we're going to try to get him on again. I fucking love that guy. He's got a good sense of humor, because like that tells me if I'm going to like somebody, if I can fuck with them and then they still like me afterward.
Yeah. See, that's it. You gotta give somebody, and we were like that being in the wrestling business. It was like that in the locker room. It's like you always rib each other. It's to what varying degree, and there's a lot of it. Yeah, it's like
I get that from the military.
Oh yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah, so you understand. Yep.
Yeah, I've got a best friend who, like, my daughter asked me for years, like, why does he call you that? Because he never called me by my name. He called me Fuckface. He's an army buddy of mine. He's still one of my best friends. And the guy would just call me Fuckface. And my daughter calls him Uncle Mac. And she goes, why does Uncle Mac call you Fuckface? And I'm like, well, first of all, don't fucking say that again. Two, that's just his name for me. He said it to me one day. I responded, and it stuck. I made a mistake and turned.
And there it was, and the rest, as they say, is history.
And with all that artwork, I do commissions, by the way, guys. Any commissions, I'm very affordable. I'm not cheap, but I am affordable. And I also work with people to make payments because I understand having to work for a living.
That's good. So hey, if you want commissions, anything, hit this man up. You know where to find him on Twitter. If you want to Let me make a
Pop
comment
Culture
in the chat.
Minefield.
Yeah, y'all know where it is. Y'all know where they are. I'll share it in the chat. Hang on, I'll pull it up here and I'll pop it in the private chat.
Yeah, it's like Twitter won't allow Pop Culture Minefield. It had too many letters, so it's Pop Cull Minefield on Twitter. God,
There it is right here. Oh, and it's funny too because Twitter is still like the Wild West out there as far as there's the Twitter handle right there. Bam, we got it right in the chat. Pop Cull Minefield. They still there's still quite a considerable amount of the old porn on Twitter, which is hilarious considering.
Yeah, I run into it every once in a while, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like normal tweet, weirdo yelling into the shit abyss, butthole. Wait, what? No, it is. It's just weird, and you're like caught off guard because like Facebook is so strict. Instagram now owned by Facebook, getting just as strict, and now Twitter is just still like, you know what, fuck it, whatever. We don't care. We don't care. Oh shit! Is Red back yet? Because it's about time we're gonna wind her down here. We're going close to the 2.5 hour mark. But before we go, I kind of want to get everybody's closing thoughts and final. If you want to give a score on Suicide Squad or just give your final thoughts on the Suicide Squad, we'll go with Gerry first, and you could go ahead and plug your channel and everything too after you're done.
Sure. Please don't enlarge me. I
Okay.
like being in the group.
Yeah.
Pop Culture Minefield, we do several shows a week. We're also on other channels regularly, T-Shirt, Fat Steven. We're going to be doing the Lorena's lunch table soon. Again, our second time on there. You'll catch me every once in a while hanging out with Tom on Midnight's Edge or stuff that he's doing through Midnight's Edge. Like we just did a live reading of Halloween 666, an unproduced script. We did a reading. We all played multiple characters. That was a lot of fun. Tom's one of my closest friends. I really love the guy. Pop Culture Minefield, we talk about news, rumors. We work with Geekosity magazine, Mikey Sutton, who is, I don't give a shit what people, if they don't like him, I don't care. Mikey Sutton has a batting average of 1,000. He's not been wrong on one fucking thing he said was going to happen. Not one. Not one. So I stand by him. I have some crazy female YouTuber that said, well, Kathleen Kennedy on one of our shows, and it's like, no, that's not what happened at all with Kathleen Kennedy. In fact, what was Bob Chapek said was that she's not fired. So get your information correct and don't criticize Mikey over shit that he fucking knows better than you. But I liked the movie. I didn't love it. I enjoyed it. It's got huge fucking problems. But goddamn it, I laughed and I cried. I just think a lot of it was really fucking stupid, wasteful, and insulting to the intelligence and to fans. James Gunn, mediocre level. If I were to gauge him by his films, best to worst, this film would be near the end, towards the worst. That's my thoughts. So there you go.
Thanks, man. Thank you, man. And Gerry, thank you for coming on, bro. I appreciate it. It was
Thanks for
fun.
inviting me. You guys are awesome.
Hey, absolutely. You're once you're here, it's like Olive Garden without the endless bread and sticks. Once you're here, you're family. We do have some edibles somewhere backstage here on the Orville. I'm not sure. It's back there somewhere. I'll have to ask PJ where they went. I don't know. But no, thanks for coming on, man. And I just say you're welcome. We'll have you on and I'll try to get a time where I can actually get on with you and Keith too, to have you guys come on, because I know you said he works overnights, which is tough for evenings. But yeah,
he had stuff already planned out for this evening and could not make it. Otherwise, he would have been here.
Well, like I said, I'll invite you on again. So absolutely, man. I'll kick it over to Red. What were your thoughts on final thoughts on the Suicide Squad? If you want to score it, go ahead, man.
I don't know if I have a score for it just yet. I usually wait until 2 or 3 viewings, which I don't know that I'm going to bother with on this one. But I can't disagree with most of what Gary said. I agree with. It was entertaining. I did have some fun watching it. There are some massive problems, but yeah, I mean it's fun. It's fun for a once over. It's probably not one I'm going to go back to anytime soon to rewatch. But
I won't watch
I
it a
might.
second time.
I might eventually. Who knows? I might get bored. Sometimes I put stuff on just for background while I'm doing other things, so that could happen. But yeah, I'd agree. He summed it up pretty well.
All right.
Well, thanks,
All right.
man.
Sounds good. Tony, what about you, man?
So I'm gonna watch this probably Wednesday, but it just feels like, and it sounds like it's a better movie than Black Widow. I don't know, but it just, the first movie I considered unnecessary. It didn't play into the bigger picture of the DCEU at all, and I just kind of feel like at this point none of their movies are playing into the DCEU at all, but it just feels like it didn't need to happen. Like when I heard they're making another Suicide Squad, James Gunn or not, it's it's just something I'm not really into. And can I say too, as far as Mikey Sutton and rumors and Kathleen Kennedy, at least the guy reporting the rumors, at least he has the balls to show his face and who's reporting the damn rumor, so
Yep.
I'll just leave it at that, and Kathleen Kennedy, she'll leave when she wants to, basically.
Yep.
So head over to the Clown World Review, and Gary, it's nice to meet you. Red, it's a pleasure as always. Yeah, thank you, man.
You too, man.
E-Tep, thanks again.
Well, I've
man,
met Red
always.
Gaze before. And E-Tep.
This guy over here.
Hey, I've met everyone at least once. I try to forget Etep, but he keeps coming back.
Don't make me come down. Don't make me come down there. I'll fucking jump down there and say, hang on.
He's bringing the smoke down.
Listen, man, you're the one who created this monster when you gave me that promotion. You just jacked up my ego through the roof.
He was when I had Red and he was only the assistant to the regional manager, he was fine. But I made him assistant regional manager, and his fucking ego, he can't even get through a door now. We've got to put green sea cow titty milk on the door to squeeze his fucking melon through now because he's all puffed up from being assistant regional manager. He got a plaque on his door and everything.
And I always wipe my mouth and stare at you afterwards.
The fucking gaze stare. It's the gaze stare.
I hear
it's
the word
fucking...
gaze, and I just think of gay people. Like,
how dare you?
gays.
Listen, the gay agenda and the gays agenda are two entirely different things.
This is the gaze. This is the gaze stare.
Oh yeah.
He gives you that little wink at the end.
My oldest boy is gay, and Benjamin, he's been on Pop Culture Minefield. He's funny as hell. He knows I came from the 80s. I'm a product of the 80s. And I say things are gay. And he's like, and he'll go, oh, it is, Dad. It's totally gay. He's so fucking funny.
My one of our friends' neighbors, well, they live next door to a gay couple, and then the one guy, he said that to his well, they're not married. It's like his boyfriend. I don't know if they're engaged or whatever. But he was like, they're sitting there and they're out hanging around the pool. And he's like, Frank, quit being gay. He goes, you're being gay. Stop it. And Pat, my buddy Pat and his wife are just like, Pat's like, I'm staying out of this one. I'm not getting involved in this argument.
South Park did the best explanation of the FAG word and saying things are gay. They did the explanation. But I will tell you one nightmare story before we leave. I play drums and a keyboardist, and I've been in a lot of bands. And my band was playing a private party, and I had invited because I have a lot of gay friends, and I invited all my gay friends to this party, and the police got called on us, and my band was shut down. And I jumped up on one of the picnic tables because we knew who did it. It was a person that was about 150 yards away, had called the police, and we saw him looking out the back door. And when I saw that, I jumped up on this table, picnic table, there's a bunch of them, and I yelled, I said, are you happy now, you fucking FAG? Oh, wait, no, I said FAGGOT. And then my field of vision narrowed to the table right in between us, and all my gay friends sitting there like this. And I looked at him, and then I realized, oh, I said that. I said, this is going on in my head. I'm not doing it physically at the time. I'm like, oh my God, I said that word. Oh, you need to make this better. And all I could think to say was, I meant the non-gay one. And then I quickly climbed up the table and just walked away going, that's it. That was the best I could do.
You just kind of soft shoot off, like, I'm out.
I didn't even do that, man. I just turned around, just walked away. I'm like, just walk away. Just don't look back, because they'll be looking at you, and
they're going to be looking at you.
Many foot and mouth moments.
Oh, those gaffes are always, hey, everybody got through it, so you're still here to talk about it. So you won. You made it out of that. You made it out, because those situations are where you just say something. You're like,
I'm a big supporter of the gay community. I just don't believe in special rights.
Exactly, and most
the same rights as me to be happy, man.
That's it. And I was all for gays getting married, because I'm like, hey, look, we've been suffering forever. Now, if y'all want to be together and get married, you got to suffer with child support and all that happy horse shit, splitting assets. You get the good and the bad. I want it. Be fair.
Court when it comes to that, he's like, man, I got to tell you, man, I can hardly wait till gay divorce court. That'll be the best show on television.
Dennis Miller was one of my favorite stand-ups I've ever seen live.
Always.
I loved him. Yep. Dude, Tears for Fears.
Two favorites.
No, Norm Macdonald's fucking phenomenal. But all right, I got to stop her. We're going to fucking keep going for another hour. All right, so my final thoughts on Suicide Squad before I sign off. I have to agree with some of what Gerry said. It hit me emotionally both ways, especially that Taika Waititi scene. As a parent, you can sit there and it does. It got you. And that was
We're dads.
One of the most enjoyable Taika Waititi scenes I've seen. And it was like just him being like a normal fucking person and not making out with Tessa Thompson's forehead and Rita Ora's foot. I don't know. But no, it was good. The movie overall, I don't really like Harley Quinn in it, but I have issues with that character because there's no consistency or continuity for her through any of the appearances that she's made. Idris Elba for Will Smith, positives and negatives. His tech was a little fucked and a little unbelievable, kind of took me out of it, like we talked about earlier. But I do like the character. Mr. Polka Dot Man I did like him because I like the actor. Ratcatcher, I didn't hate her. Overall, I didn't like what they did to Rick Flag. They made him kind of like a buffoon, a punchline. I thought it was funny when they Idris Elba and John Cena were having the killing contest, and it turns out they were all their allies, and they've went through and they've just murdered everybody. Overall,
that was like so fucked up.
That was fucking hilarious and gory as fuck. My son like walked out when King Shark ate the first person. He had to walk out. He was going in and out because I'm like, buddy, you're 6. I'll let you watch it. But he has a King Shark action figure, so he was like, I like him because he watched the whole end of it. But I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna go probably. I'm going to give it a 6.5. It's right where Black Widow was for me. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It's there. Will I watch it again? Maybe, because I want to do a full-on review of it, and I'm going to have to watch it again and actually sit down and take notes. So my review will probably be about a fucking hour long. But, yeah, I will probably put a review out on that. I've also got Going Rogue Wednesday night, Tony and myself, and mystery guest this week because... mystery guests. And tomorrow I'm on Rogue Squadron on Supreme Heretics channel at 6:30 with Red and our fellow Rogue Entertainment brethren. Big shout out to all of the Rogues. And Thursday morning you get Place to Be Reviews. You get the mornings with the Place to Be Reviews from 9:30 until 11, and also Friday 9:30 until 11. I'm trying to get Vassy on this Thursday. She's from Dublin, and her
Well, I
soothing.
wonder if she talks like this then, you know?
Oh, she does, and I'm trying to talk her into doing ASMR. She has such a freaking amazing voice. I'm like, at least do an intro for me to my show. But yeah, so that's what and you'll get a video tomorrow. You'll probably get a couple single release videos the rest of the week, and I've still got a couple things kicking around that I'm working on. It's almost horror time. I have to do the last Friday the 13th installment I'll be doing, which is part 8. I shan't go any farther than that. I've done 1 through 7. They're available in a horror playlist on my channel of horror reviews under the playlist tab. Those are there. Plus, I have in my I Love the 80s section, I've got Return of the Living Dead Part 2, which is one of my favorite offbeat zombie movies, and 6 episodes of Galaxy High. I've got 7 to go. I said I was going to do episode 7 3 months ago, and here I am still talking about doing it. It's a tale of two simps. I've got to get it done. I love you guys in the chat. Thank you, Gary, Tony, Red, Mr. Guest Nano Reaper. That's a possibility. Superfan Adam Shawhan says Vassy is my next ex-wife. I know you guys have had that discussion. Thank you, though. Another monster. Parrothead. My headphones are dying. And everybody else in the chat. Keely Chow. What about you guys? All rock. Glinzer. Witty comments all fucking night. You guys, I do. I love my chat. Thank you guys so much. I'm E-Temple Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of yous. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. And remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away.